Oh, I can hear massive illusion. Alright. Hello everyone, welcome to this game of Unwritten, Read With Your Lights. I am Zach, your game master. I am not ready to do this. So, with us tonight we have our three players. Belle, who usually plays Carmen, had to leave the table due to personal scheduling, but instead we have a new player joining us. And for the rest of our Seasoned Explorers, say hi Seasoned Explorers.
Hello.
They are still stuck in an ice cave in the beautiful age of Obulan. We are going to resume the game without a standard recap, as this recap will have the opportunity to be made in character. So, I guess we are just going to jump in. As for tomatoes, they will come in later in the game and introduce themselves.
Very cute.
All right. So, Obulan, an ice cave, and I mean ice because it's cold. It's not a nice cave, not nice at all. It has a very intimidating layout. It's dark, it's cold, and they have close to no food and water. But yeah, here they are. And as the last session ended, I think that it was Prilika who was going first to watch for the night. Was it?
I think it was
Where
me.
she go?
It was.
Yeah.
I think.
I think it was me.
Alright.
It's Pritika.
So, I've just rolled for monkeys, as usual. And we will see the results soon-ish, maybe. So, pretty good strategy.
Yes.
I think you will specifically watch your group fall asleep because it's pretty creepy, but essentially you feel that the mood is prone to resting. It's slowly getting quieter in the cave. Maybe some snoring from one of your two companions. And you have the cave for yourself. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to take out my uncle's book, which I have with me.
Mhm.
Because, I don't feel like eating anything now. It feels like it's quite late. But after everything that I've been through with this strange book from the professor, I have a renewed interest in my uncle's book.
Mhm.
So I take it out, and it's a small book. It has a dark green cover, and I've already looked inside it, and it had this little message written in it.
Yes. Well, it's not written inside the book. It's written on a small page that has been slid inside the book.
Yeah, and that's the first thing I noticed.
The book itself isn't altered. I mean, aside the damage made by time.
Yes. And inside the book, I see the same style of writing that I saw in the professor's book, but I can't read it. So
Correct.
I find it quite interesting to see. It reminds me a bit of possibly Arabic, but it's still quite different.
Mm.
And I'm not. It seems to be written from left to right, though, because the part of the book where my uncle slid in the note opens from left to right. So it seems like that is the first part of the book that starts over there. And I turn the first page, and on the other page I see the gateway image, I suppose.
You see indeed some sort of animated image, the same type that you've seen in that mysterious book that has apparently taken you all here in this cave. And yes, the script inside was similar. The calligraphy was it was the same characters essentially, or so you think. Just as the same color of writing, perhaps the same ink. And as the image, you see what seems to be a hut atop a mountain during nighttime. You also see a lot of mist.
Okay, I choose not to touch it because I knew what happened the last time and I don't want to leave Mikito alone. So I close the book for now, but I want to maybe test it. Because as a teacher, I was also had my uncle was also always very big on teaching me science and empiricism. So I decided to test it out, not on myself, but to maybe look if there is some mouse that I can catch and put on the book to see if that will make it disappear.
You see no reaction.
Oh, there's nothing there. So the roll for monkeys was not not successful then.
Well, your character doesn't have the meta knowledge of rolling for monkeys, but as you think of monkeys, there's a noise that goes, and then a gust of wind, strong enough to make the fire flicker, just washes off in the cave. So it's a bit darker just for a moment. And as the light sort of comes back up slowly, you realize there's a new silhouette inside the cave, and it's way taller than a monkey.
Okay. I stand up and move towards it.
Newcomer, do you come any closer to the fire? You see there's a campfire with someone, a woman from, she has Indian ethnicity, and two other people that are laid down next to the fire, probably sleeping. Do you do anything? Tomatoes.
The first thing out of my mouth is, "Don't hurt me."
Okay. In which language do you say this?
I'm speaking in Hindi.
Yes, but it's not obvious for the other characters. I'm just specifying also for the audience.
Yes, true. My
a person
apologies.
is speaking Hindi. That's fine. So
Okay.
you what did you say exactly? Please don't hurt me.
Please don't hurt me. That's the first thing out of my mouth.
All right.
Okay.
You hear this in Hindi.
I'm quite surprised to hear Hindi over here. I wasn't really I wasn't quite expecting it, but yeah. I tell the newcomer that I don't want to hurt him, and I ask him who he is and how did he end up here.
You notice that the voice was
All
familiar.
right.
Lilith, do you come any closer to the fire? Just so you're on view.
I'm very cautious right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand put, and my body language is gonna suggest I'm very scared about where I'm at right now, and very. I'm doing my best to hold my emotions back. Okay.
Okay. Pritika, you have trouble actually discerning the silhouette that is here in the dark, as your fire is not that strong. You just know there's someone.
Oh, yeah. I have one question. I have as a skill, I have empathy as great +4.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll for that to empathize with the new person to make them feel more comfortable and to get them to come closer to my fire?
I think there's no role necessary. You just realize that this person, just from what they said, that they are obviously afraid, not understanding what's going on, and to be honest, it's not that far from what you are feeling currently, or rather, since these few hours, because you haven't slept yet, first of all.
Yes.
And also, what happened to you is quite extraordinary, so you can very easily empathize with the feeling that they probably have right now.
Yes. Maybe one.
So I'm obviously very scared right now. However, what I do say is that I found the book you guys just dropped in the street. I took it home.
You took it home and.
Yeah, I took it home and just. I don't think it's something like that should have been left out in the middle of the street. Come on.
Well, I tried to leave it inside the gate of the professor's house, so not in the middle of the street.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody ever goes by there. I live in the area quite near, and I use that trail to go back and forth to work all the time, and it's almost always ignored.
Okay.
So
Did you
yeah, I have no idea how long the book would have been there if I hadn't have seen it happen.
so did you take the book home and did you touch it
Yes,
there?
I took it home. It's sitting on my kitchen table right now. At least it's in
Okay.
a safe place.
Yes. So you took it home inside and then
Yeah.
you touched it inside.
Yes.
Yes. Did you notice anything about it? Anything that seemed? We also a professor showed it to us from Bangalore University, but none of us could make really any
Oh,
sense of it.
slow down, please. I think I
Uh,
understand what you're trying
I'm
to
sorry.
ask. Go
Pretty,
ahead, Zek.
Pritika, can you make a notice roll, please?
Zero.
Okay, what's your...
Let's see. Notice a +1.
Okay. And empathy, you have +4, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna say empathy works for this one. You notice that the person is not dressed for the climate of India at all. In fact, it's pretty... it's thicker enough to be comfortable inside these icy caves.
Hmm.
I
So,
I studied the book when I took it home. I could tell that you guys were actually there because I saw you disappear, and when I picked up the book, I saw you in the window. And as I sat at my table studying the book, I kept seeing flashes of somebody walk in and out of the frame.
oh, so you realized we were there and then you dressed up?
And I dressed accordingly.
Okay. And yeah, what made you go into the book? What motivated you or?
I live the poorest of the poor. I've got nothing. A dead end job. I go nowhere. I took this as an opportunity to maybe make something of myself. We'll see what
Yes,
comes of it, of course. But, it's something, right?
definitely. You're welcome with us. Do you want to sit with our fire? It'll be warmer than where you are.
Absolutely. Yeah, I probably would be. Absolutely. I'll
Yes,
take
as the
that.
cold is setting in, it's obviously warmer over there, both thermically but also humanly.
Yes.
Yeah. So I go ahead. After this discussion, my guard comes down quite a bit, and I go sit next to at the fire next to everybody.
Okay.
I'm
So the
looking.
first,
I'm offering my services for watchmen as well, if necessary. I'm not sure that how well that's going to go over, being as I'm so new, but at least I'm offering.
you said that
Yeah.
out loud, I assume.
Zach, what did you say?
You are saying that out loud, Lilith, I assume.
Yes,
That
I
you're
was.
offering services watch. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, could you please describe the character for us?
I'm sorry, Zach. Could you say that again?
I was asking you to please describe what your character looks like.
Oh, long black hair. I'm dressed in a heavier jacket than what would normally be considered for Hindi climate, but it's very appropriate for the current area. Tannish in color, pants, regular shirt, long sleeve shirt, all in shades of tan and brown.
All right. So you
That's
girls have
that's
a
what I look
moment.
like for the most part.
Okay. So you do have a moment before the next watch, unless particularly you want to fall asleep immediately, or just try to. Otherwise, you're going to have a couple of hours on your hands. inside these caves.
Yes, I also choose to stay awake because I see that, for Lilith it's quite upsetting. It was also quite upsetting to me when, it first happened. So yeah, I would rather not leave her alone, but
Yeah.
stay together.
This is a first experience in linking. I'm still trying to process what the heck just happened.
Absolutely.
I also don't
My
understand
mind
what
just
happened.
yeah, my mind has gone from this puny pea-sized thing to this thing that sees the entire universe in the span of half a second.
I
So,
think everybody who played Myst remembers their first link. It's always memorable. Um, do you girls catch up on what recently happened, or do you decide to maybe explore the caves?
I'm going to stay mostly quiet unless somebody draws me out. And that's out of character. That's just to you, Zach. Just so
I
you
get it.
know, I'm that's just the kind of character I play.
Yep,
Makes
completely
sense.
fine by me. I just wanted to, have your input on this.
Yep.
So, Pradika, do you do anything or do you relate anything? Because we still have to make that in-character recap for the audience, at least.
Yeah.
So, how much do you say to Lilith, which hasn't revealed her name, I think, so far?
No, I have not said my name. No, not yet.
So first I will ask her, what is your name?
My name is Lilith. I haven't chosen a last name yet. Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
My name is Lilith. And I'm just a native of Bangalore. I was born and raised there in the poorest parts of town.
Hmm.
And I explain all that to her.
My name is Pritika, and I'm not from Bangalore. I'm from Kolkata, and I'm a teacher there.
Oh.
And I came to Bangalore actually because the same as Mikito and Carmen, the two others here, we all came to Bangalore because we received a message from a professor at the university there, and we'd never, at least I knew the university a little bit, but I'd never
Mhm,
really been there, and neither had the other two. So it was really
mhm,
strange to get this letter from a professor that I really didn't know.
mhm,
I have I have a good relationship with my uncle,
mhm,
and he did he's kind of a scientist, even a detective sometimes in his day. He's a bit older now, but
mhm,
he suggested that I should go, and he also left a book with me, which was quite old, but I never really paid much attention to that. And when all of us arrived in Bangalore, we met this professor who was very strange. And you've seen the
mhm,
house where he lives. He's a very wealthy man. I really wasn't expecting that because most of the time a professor wouldn't be that wealthy. But yeah, you've seen the house that he lives in. It's a palace. And
mhm,
yeah, he had this book, the book that you have on your kitchen table. He had it, and
mhm,
he showed it to us, and he seemed to think that we knew something about it, but none of us. I'd never seen anything like it, and neither had Mikito or Carmen, and we all came from different parts of the world, and I still don't really understand why, how he even knew about us. I don't really understand who he was, because he seemed this very strange man. He had servants in his house who were just as strange as him. None of them said anything, none of them explained anything, and suddenly he just disappeared. And I still don't really understand what happened, and I really don't understand what happened with this book. Suddenly we were just here. And I think Carmen was the first one. Carmen touched it and she disappeared. Then, I
Did you
don't really
guys
remember.
expect it?
There was a lot of chaos. All of us were running around, and we ended up outside with the
None
book.
of you guys even remotely expected that to happen. And this
Oh,
guy, I think you guys.
he thought that we could tell him something about it. And that I really don't understand. I don't even understand how he knew our names. I'd never heard of him before. Then Carmen just disappeared, and all I
All
remember
right.
was we had to go and get her back. And I took Mikito. We went to a market. We went to buy, and to a pawn shop even. We went to buy some food, and then we ended up over here. Yeah, we found Carmen, but I don't understand what happened. It's very strange.
Yeah, it does seem very, very strange. At least in my opinion.
And that professor also, I don't know where he went. I'm actually hoping that maybe he's here and he can explain some things. But yeah, if he's not here, I also don't know how to get back to Bangalore actually, or to Kolkata or anywhere. I think I'm hoping that maybe we're in the Himalayas, but this is weird. But no place in the Himalayas has glowing snow. I've been there. I've never seen snow like this. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm afraid. I'm
that's
afraid.
just really, really weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm afraid I'm
just
not much help. I
him.
don't know much more than you. Yeah.
So, but no, that does seem very weird that he would expect you guys to know what was going on here. You guys get completely shocked by what happens. This confuses me.
Perdika, do you voluntarily not mention the items or the circumstances in which the box had been given? Is this information a withhold, or was it the player forgetting?
Probably the
I
player
think.
forgetting.
Yeah, I think I remember. I remember parts of it. I remember that box
Okay,
and
it's been
things.
3 months, so I'm going to help you on that. The book was not exactly given to you. It was provided in a box, and the professor wanted you guys to figure out why the box was sent, essentially. And also, there was a glass item inside the box.
Yeah, what was the glass item again?
Yeah, what was that glass item? I don't remember what that was.
It's some sort of bulb, a carved bulb, that
Oh
when
yes,
the
that's
professor
right. That
put
had
in
that
it,
light thing going on it. Yeah.
yes, when it was put on a light source, it projected some landscapes and images on the
Oh
walls.
yeah, yeah, and one of them was Oberlin. Yeah.
And also, well, you assume it's Oberlin, because so far you only have been underground, so you don't have verification of this. And Mikito also discovers something on the
Didn't
sublayer of the glass.
didn't you guys bring that with you guys?
I think we did.
Yes, you
I
do.
think we did. We did bring the
Which
box with
means you guys can show that to me, and I can look at this too, as well.
Well, I know who has it, and it's neither of
Carmen
you.
has it, right?
No, it's not common. Well, I don't think so. I thought it was Mikito.
Mikito has it. Yeah. I don't remember what Mikito saw. There was carving inside, I think.
On a
I am
layer of the
asleep.
glass.
I am
Yes,
asleep.
he's asleep. He's
Okay.
Yeah.
asleep.
So, but
And I
he's
know
got
you would like
he's got the
to
bulb, doesn't he?
to
So
the
we
Mikito.
can't just
Don't
take
worry,
it from
I'm
him.
aware.
Duh.
Yeah, but we shouldn't just take. I will not just take it from Mikito, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know where it was at. I didn't even think that through
Yeah, let's
completely.
not pickpocket a sleeping person, please.
No,
Yeah, we're just not gonna do that.
no.
It just, ah, I'm sorry. Um. Anyways, we can discuss at least what you guys had seen. Um. Several different landscapes and what else was in the box besides the book and the glass?
I think just the book and the glass, because the Relto book, that one, Pritika has. Right, Zach? It was just the book and the glass in the box.
It was just
It
the
was
book and
just
the
the book.
glass, yes, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just the book and the glass. Very interesting.
Yeah. So I can tell about the glass, but Mikito has it, and I want to maybe look at it. We can look at it once he's awake.
Yeah, we can look at it once he's awake, and I can sit here and process what I've got going on in my head still. I mean,
Yeah.
I look at
So
this.
you guys
I look at this
catch
a
up on
little
this,
bit
yeah?
like. I look at this a little bit like, what's really going on? Am I really seeing what I think I'm seeing here sometimes? So it's like adventure or reality. I'm not sure anymore.
You
Yeah.
also notice the glowing snow. I mean, it's pretty hard to miss.
Because it's glowing quite a lot, quite blue.
Yeah,
Actually, kind of greenish.
greenish blue.
Greenish blue, correct? Yeah, some sort of teal, you know. So, do you girls just keep chatting until Mikito wakes up, or is there any movement? Do you decide to check downstairs, upstairs, well, not stairs, but you know, up or down inside?
Check perimeter, that sort of thing. Well, how much time goes by as we're talking? That's the question.
Not much, actually.
Not much. So we're still like somewhere in the middle of her watch.
I mean, time is going to pass anyway because you're probably going to have to internalize the information. It's going to take a
Yep.
while, but I
I
prefer
think
keep
what
it
I'm
move.
gonna do is I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna take a look around the perimeter, see if there's anything else out here besides just look for myself,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I'll be
Okay.
back soon. So I go ahead and walk up inside the cave, walk around the cave, up to the entrance, and walk around
Yeah.
down deep as I can, that kind of thing, and
I follow.
I'll
Yeah.
roll notice checks.
And I follow at a distance because I noticed that Lilith is quite upset, so I'm also a bit worried about her. So I know maybe she also needs some time to be alone to process what happened, because that's also why I volunteered for the first watch, just to sit quietly a bit and just maybe get used to or find acceptance with what happened. But I
Yep.
also don't want to leave her completely out of sight, so I follow at a distance. Up to towards the
Yeah,
surface, I think,
you
because
keep her privacy, but you don't leave her alone for. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
you are just
I
again.
understand her keeping an eye on me, and I'm not
uh,
really all that worried about it. It's like I'm doing my own thing, and I'm so wrapped up in my own emotions right now that it's hard to tell, other than the fact that I am scared crapless still.
Okay. So wherever you're going, you quickly notice that it's too dark for you to clearly see. You're going to need a light
Uh,
source.
fight the glowing snow.
okay. Which way am I going? Deeper into the cave or towards the entrance?
You tell me. We're in the
Oh,
middle.
so it doesn't matter which way I go. Oh,
Yes, it
is
does actually, but it's just that there's an order in things. Where do you
But
want to go
you
first?
can so you can choose.
okay. So if I choose to go up to the mouth of the cave first, is there enough light to see?
You can deduce. Well, you cannot exactly investigate the cave. You could just follow the path because where the snow
Mhm.
is, well, there's ground, so you can follow that. And
Okay.
as you come up, you realize that the address of the cave. First of all, there is more glowing snow. In fact, it's actively snowing, and it's like basically stars falling from the sky. It's really pretty, but also it's very dark. Otherwise, it's
Okay.
nighttime.
How hard is it blowing?
Not that hard actually,
Okay. Is it doesn't seem
but
like it's gonna. It doesn't seem dangerous or anything like that.
it doesn't seem dangerous. But it's very cold.
Okay. Yeah.
Even
So
without the
it's
wind, it's very cold, which is
even without
weird.
the wind, it's really cold, which is weird. All right. So I decided to walk back down towards the fire.
All right.
Do I warm up at all as I get closer to the fire at all?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And then I
Do we
see
have?
you.
As I get closer to the fire, I'm looking closer at it here and going, how much wood is actually there?
Are you asking Predicate or the DM?
I'm actually asking the question, how much wood is actually here?
Because there was
Still,
some little kind of an alcove that's like a storage, right, where there was some wood that Carmen found.
Carmen found some
Okay,
wood
so
beneath a layer of frost, so not that much wood actually.
not that much wood. Is there is there more closer anywhere? Do we see any more? Did anybody see any more up anywhere else, or is this all we've seen so far?
I didn't see anything. I didn't see any more wood. I already found it
Hmm.
strange. That's What I found strange about the wood was that, yeah, it seemed to be stacked here on purpose, because this doesn't look like the kind of place that has wood. It doesn't look like the kind of place that has trees.
No, it
Someone
doesn't
stacked that
look like
wood.
it.
No, someone stacked this wood here, but it seems to have been a long time ago because there was frost and ice on top. So yeah, what happened to them?
I wonder if there's anything deeper in the cave in the way of more supplies.
Shall we go deeper into the cave? Yeah, we need light.
We're gonna need light, aren't we? Because the more we look down in there, we're realizing it's too hard to see.
It's super dark. There are some more sticks of wood. What if we stick one into the fire and make a torch? Will that work?
It's going to extinguish pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to extinguish pretty quickly, and I don't think I have. I mean, I'm patting my coat pockets here, and as I'm patting my coat pockets, I find an old pack of cigarettes that has a lighter with it in them. And I just stick it back in later or something. But that's about all I find. I don't find any sort of combustible material that we could wrap around the end of a stick to make an actual torch that lasts longer or anything like that. So.
If you guys want to make rolls in order to find solutions, just ask me.
Yeah. Can I roll? What can I roll for?
Tell me what skill you're using.
Something I'm using, or?
Yeah,
What skill do you wish
well,
to use in order to solve a situation?
I have a +1 in survival, but I'm not so sure that I think I'm going to need.
I have a +1 in craft, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. At this, I'm sitting here thinking that the only way we're going to be able to take and see anything is if we're going to be able to take and get fire or light further down. I don't have anything but a lighter on me, and that would. I mean, while I could take and light that up, it'd probably burn my fingers pretty fast.
Plus the configuration of the place. I mean, first of all, your fire is holding by the thread because there are not that much oxygen down there. So keeping a flame alive in the low levels is going to be tricky indeed.
Does anyone have say is can we wake one of the others, and do they have a flashlight? Because I don't remember having a flashlight.
I think you bought some.
I don't think any of it.
Did I have a flashlight? If I have a flashlight,
I think
can
you bought
use it.
flashlights. You even bought hand lamps, I think.
I remember I bought a lot of food, but yeah, maybe I bought a flashlight.
Oh, that's right. You guys got a lot of stuff too, didn't you?
Yeah,
If
I
you guys
bought a
got
lot of
all that
food and
stuff,
things. So I'm checking in the bags now, and I find a flashlight and a pack of batteries. So
You found a
that's
headlamp.
oh, you found a headlamp, and I'll
find a
take that
headlamp.
headlamp. Yeah, if you've got 2 headlamps, I'll take one of those headlamps, strap it to my head, and start looking down.
You actually got 3 because you got one for each of you.
Okay.
Because
Then
you were 3 at the time.
yes, then I take. Then each of us takes one headlamp. So Lilith and me, and we put it on, and they come with batteries. So now we have light.
And I guess we're going to explore the lower cave looking for more wood.
Is it going to be a problem if there with oxygen down in the lower cave?
You have to find out.
We're going to have to find out. Yeah, and I'm wondering.
Okay, so as you go down inside the caves, well, the oxygen, it is thin, but it is there, fortunately. Maybe the link caused the gust of wind that brought some in the lower caves. You don't exactly know the sounds behind it. But you realize that the chamber is way larger than the one you arrived in.
Oh.
And I'm going to need you to make some investigation rolls. I don't know which one would work for that in overview. Let me check.
I have got a +1 in surveying.
I've got a
Surveying
+2
will
in
work.
surveying. I've got a +1 and a +2 in surveying as well.
Okay, so both of you can make a surveying check.
Okay, so I've rolled 1, and then I get a +1 that is 2.
All right. How do I roll? Just if you could tell
So
me.
it's slash roll fate.
So forward slash roll and then space fate.
Actually, it's without space.
Oh, it is.
Is that?
I
Oh,
put
it
it.
is without space.
I put it with space, and it also worked.
Okay. But
All right.
it's... I don't see a roll or a skill.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Just before your rolls, Zach.
it's
You rolled
just
twice.
roll fate. There's nothing else with it. Okay.
So
I
when you
rolled
add
a
your
1.
skill, what's the total? Roll the one. You don't have any plus in surveying.
So I have a 1 and I have a +1 in surveying, so that's 2.
So that's true. Okay. And
And
tomatoes, how
that's a
much do you have?
-1 for me. So, and I have a +2. So I guess that's a +1.
That's a 1. Okay. So you just notice that the chamber is larger. You don't apparently find any wood supplies, but you do find more potteries, which are broken for the most part.
So more what? Which are broken?
Pottery.
Pots.
Pottery. Oh, yeah.
That's what you get with a +1 each. Do you have any aspects that you wish to tag in order to increase the score? You can also reroll using a fate point.
I want to use my what's wrong in this picture on this one.
All right, very well put. So that's 3 total. With 3, you notice something else. You see that there seems to be some sort of weird stash. Some cash that is
I pointed.
wrapped in
I
tissue.
tap her shoulder and pointed out to her.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So there is a weird there is a stash of things that seem to be.
It's in a brown cloth, and you notice that it's been spared by snow.
Okay.
Weirdly enough,
But everything around it is covered in snow, but only this cloth.
it's not covered because there is less snow here than in the upper levels. But it looks like this has been put there recently.
Recently.
Is it a
Yeah.
cloth bag or is it like a box covered in cloth?
It's something between a carpet and a sheet, or maybe some. Exactly. No, it doesn't really matter.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe curtains. You don't know.
Yeah. I move towards it and take it because maybe it's useful for warmth. Who knows? Or something is rolled in it, so I open it.
You open it. All right.
Should I
You
roll?
find a couple of things. No, you just open it. You find 5 bottles of water and a note. A Rushing Girl, could you please once again check your key?
Oh. Trying.
So Lilith, you notice the water bottles, and also you see that Prilika found a note written in language you can't read.
Written in a language I can't read. Okay.
Yes.
It's still not work. It's still not working. I think no.
You can't read it?
No, I don't see any note. Maybe ping it on Discord.
Yes, I'm just going to read it out loud. The message is written in English. Use one now. Save the rest for later. Good luck and take care. That's what the note says.
And it's written in English.
Yes.
Okay.
And just for the sake of dramatics, I'm gonna say that Mikito, you wake up now. Alone. Well, not exactly alone, that's Carmen, but she's asleep.
Yeah. Well, I see that Pratika's gone. Probably exploring, I guess, so that's fine. I'm just glad I have the fire with me because I am pretty glad that I am not that cold anymore.
Hello, fire, my old friend.
All right. Knock something over.
Go ahead.
How much time has gone by, and do her and I end up going back up at any point?
You slept a few hours, and what was your second question?
I was wondering if she and I are going to end up going back up at any point in time. I mean, I point this out, and as she's looking at this note, I see that it's in a language that I don't understand, and I'm going, okay, and I start looking around.
Sorry, I
And-
just mixed two voices. That's on my end. We are still on the Mikido part of play for now.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Stopping, sorry.
That's fine.
well, I take a look at my surroundings. I still see the snow, which I'm not eating. And I don't notice anything out of the ordinary, not that we've not already seen before.
Well, do you want to make a notice check?
A roll? A what? I'm sorry?
Do you want to make a notice check?
A notice check? Okay. Okay, hold on.
I mean, if you wish. I'm just offering.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, I don't notice anything out of the ordinary, but I will notice check in a minute.
That's
And
only if you want to make sure. Ooh.
yeah, and I have a 3. I have a +3, so that would be a 1.
That's a 1, yeah. I'm gonna say with the 1, you don't see anything else.
Okay.
Than just the two campfire, your supplies, and Carmen asleep next to the fire.
Well, I guess I'll just keep an eye on everything, make sure that Carmen is okay, and watch out for
Please make a medicine check.
a medicine check.
Yeah.
So you want me to roll fate again? I'm sorry?
Yep.
Okay. That's another -2, and what skill did you want me to put on that again?
Medicine.
Medicine? I don't have a medicine check.
Okay, so that's just a -2. Do you want to reroll using a fate point?
A fate point. Not at this time, no.
Okay, that's fine. So she seems fine, as far as you can tell.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just keep an eye out for Pratika. And do I notice anything on the ground, like footprints or anything like that?
If you roll higher, you would have noticed on the spot, but since you are actively looking for it, yes, you do. You find footprints in the snow.
Do I see many, or do I see just a pair?
Hard to tell.
Hard to
She
tell.
could have just went back and forth. You see that there are some going up in the passage, and then they go back and go on the lower levels.
Yeah, that's a tough decision because then there would be only Carmen left near the fire, and I don't really want to leave only one person alone with the fire in case the fire gets out of hand. But I do see the footprints, and they are scattered about the place, and I wonder whether Pratika went somewhere. Maybe she noticed something, maybe she went to investigate something that I don't know about. But yeah, it's a tough decision.
You can make an empathy roll if you want.
Empathy. Okay, I have a +1 in that, so I will.
Mm-hmm. So that's a total of 2.
That's 2.
It would be unlikely from Pratika to move from her watch without a good reason.
Okay. I feel like you know what? I think my character is pretty much a adventurous character, but also trying to make sure that nobody gets hurt. Because again, the high concept is curious, nomadic, encyclopedia with a heart. So I will stay where I am and make sure that nobody else gets hurt around the fire in case it just gets out of hand. Just attend to it and just wait because I know that she'll be able to find her way back because the surroundings are not that big. So I'll just wait for her and I'll just stay where I am. I'll stay put where I am.
Well, the level you are in isn't very large indeed, but you don't know how far these tunnels go.
The sounds.
You'd be able to deduce the depth just from sound alone. That would be impressive.
Oh, so I can hear noises? I can hear people talking?
Actually, make a noticeable check for that, just to see how far you're able to hear. I think you have a +1. Let's see what
Because-
the
I
dice
have
will
a
say.
+3 in notice.
Ooh, all right.
Should that
Make
be
the ability check.
echoes? Oh, yeah.
So that's a total of 1.
That's a trash roll. Do you want to spend a fate point to reroll, or do you just go with it?
You know what? I will spend a fate point.
Okay. Roll again. Oh, tag an aspect if you want.
Aspect. First to notice the unexpected.
Well, you wouldn't be the first to notice in that case, would you?
Oh,
You
sorry.
can also tag your high concepts if you wish. They are also eligible for the +2s.
Okay. Curious nomadic encyclopedia with a heart. But I will roll again in that case.
Okay.
-1.
Okay, that's a 2 total. So yes, you think you hear some faint chatter down the tunnels.
Down the tunnels. Well, I don't think it's not that far of a way, so maybe if I just check a little
But
bit, just check
you
really
might ask
quickly.
yourself who Pridika is talking to.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I hear noises, so she has to be talking with somebody else. So,
Or she talks by herself, possibly, but you don't know enough. You don't know her enough to determine if she would do that.
yeah. So, I have a feeling that I might want to go check and see what's going on, but only very quickly so that I can come back and make sure that everything's okay near the base camp.
Okay. So
And-
you decide to leave the campfire and check down the tunnels. Let me also remind you that you need a source of light.
Yes.
Well, you
So
would possibly want a source of light, even though you could just follow the snow.
So, remind me, did they take all 3 headlamps, or did they only take 2 of them?
As you check the stock of headlights, you notice that 2 are missing. There's only 1
Okay.
left.
So that means that there has to be another person. She's not talking by herself, so she wouldn't have taken 2.
Mm-hmm.
So do I want to leave the headlamp with Carmen and leave her without a source of light, or leave her without a source of light and take it with me and check and see what's going on? And we only have headlamps, right? We do not have any flashlights.
You have your phones.
Phones. You know what? I'll take a headlamp and I'll just quickly check and see what's going on. So I take a
Right.
headlamp, and I guess I will follow footprints.
Mm-hmm.
I do see that they eventually lead into a tunnel.
You
Gets pretty
see the
dark.
tunnel, and you also find the reflection or the light emitted by 2 other headlamps ahead,
Okay.
and you see 2 human-like silhouettes.
Okay. I will go ahead and cautiously move towards them, because I'm not sure whether they're other people or if it's the people, one person that I know and a person that is apparently somebody new.
You just see that someone is holding a note into the light, and that's when you all 3 are together.
Okay. So, okay, I see that it's a Pratika with somebody else and that they're investigating a note.
And as I'm looking around, I jump out of my skin because he snuck up so quietly I didn't even notice him.
Oh, hello there.
Hello, Mikito.
And
Yeah.
I'm babbling
Hi.
I'm babbling in Hindi about holy crap! Don't scare me like that. God damn it!
This is Mikito. This is Lilith. She also arrived from Bangalore after us. She found the book, the one that we got from the professor. And Lilith, this is Mikito. He was with me. He was one of the people that the professor called, and none of us knew about the book.
I do my best imitation of hi in English.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
I bow and then go back to looking around the cavern.
Mikito, I can translate between the two of us. Lilith speaks only Hindi, so she doesn't speak any English. So I can translate for you.
Okay, not a problem.
Says the linguist.
I do have. Yeah, I do have a question though that just popped into mind. Where exactly is the book now? Is it still in the place where we left it?
Well, he's asking you, not me.
Pratika.
Yeah, exactly.
Pratika.
Yeah, he's asking.
And I've already told you where it's at, so you're welcome to tell him.
Yeah, Pritika or Lilith took the book home with her, so it's in Lilith's house now. She linked from there.
Okay, so it's still in a place where it would be safe.
Yes, it's now in a safe place because it's in Lilith's house.
Okay, that's good to know.
Okay. Anyways,
yeah, and I think I can continue maybe because I was just looking through this strange fabric over here. Maybe Mikito, come a bit closer and see if you can help look with me, because it had this strange note in it that said use one now and keep one for later, I think. What do we
Actually,
actually
it
find?
says use one now, save the rest for later. Good luck and take care.
And what are the things that we have to use one of? Do we find them?
It's not mentioned, but it was found next to 5 liters of water.
Oh.
Inside plastic bottles.
Oh, well, Mikito, maybe this is useful. Use one now. Keep the rest for later.
Well,
so maybe
if we touched something and we got transported, I'm sort of the idea if we drink something, what would happen to us?
Licking bottles.
maybe we can take one at least upstairs to where the fire is and see what we can do. And maybe if we have the fire, we can boil it.
Okay.
Because I got some in the bags. I also got some pots and things for making food. So then if it is water, we can boil it before we drink it so that anything strange maybe gets removed. So let's take one of the bottles upstairs.
Okay. And also these fabrics of some kind. Is there anything unusual about them? Because
it's only between a carpet and a curtain. It's something generic. It's like cloth. Like if you would check on a video game the name of cloth, you would see an image. It's basically the prime material. Period. Nothing special about it.
Okay.
Although it is thick enough so that the water inside isn't completely frozen. It's cold for sure if you touch the bottles, but I think it's not ice. It is in a drinkable state.
Okay.
Yeah, so I pick one up. Do we see anything else in this cave?
As I pick them up, I tap her on the shoulder, and I ask her in Hindi, "Didn't you guys bring supplies with you?"
Yes, we did. We brought a lot of food, also water and.
Then why? Then where'd these come from, and why are they even here?
I have no idea. That's why I think what I just told Mikito. Yeah, that's why I also don't know where the wood came from. That's why I just told Mikito that maybe we should take it to the higher level and examine it by the fire and maybe boil some of it to see what it actually is. Because yeah, I don't know where it came from. So
Um,
let's have a look at it at least.
since we're down in the lower cavern here, I'm just going to specifically look for footprints as well in the snow, just to make sure that it's just us who's been down here.
All right.
Recently.
What skill do you want to use for that?
I have a +1 survival, and it's good enough. It would be good enough to take and tell if anybody'd been in the area within the last 2 days.
Okay, so if there was an intruder, that would be your survival on notice against a possible intrusion if someone actually went there. So yes, you can roll. Yeah, let's roll your survival. I'm going to make an opposite check.
I rolled a 1, so that's a +1, so a 2.
All right. So with a 2, you don't notice any more traces or footprints than yours.
Okay. So nothing recent enough.
Nothing recent, or at
Okay.
least nothing that your check might reveal.
That my check might reveal, yeah.
However, let me tell you, there are a lot of things to find in this chamber.
Are there? Yeah,
I roll a note.
I was just scanning the area, looking at how big it was, and wasn't actually looking at anything specifically. I'm going, I wonder what all else is here now.
I was
Thank
just
you,
looking
Zach.
at the I was just looking at the bottles in the cloth. Can I roll a notice? I have +1 of notice.
What do you want to examine in particular?
Uh,
What element draws your attention?
I have no idea what else is in the cave, so maybe I can notice something. Because I can't see very well in the dark. Yeah.
What's close by? What's close by? I mean, I'm assuming we're in some sort of an alcove of some sort.
Not exactly. It's more like it's another cave or another chamber that's pretty much like the one that you linked in.
Maybe I want
Is
to.
it warmer in here than it is?
It's ovalish. Yes, it is somewhat warmer because heat hasn't escaped. Well, you're emitting heat yourselves as human beings, so you are slowly warming up the cave.
Maybe I
But
want
it's
to notice.
actually.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. I thought maybe I want to notice if there is another exit, so maybe another level, so a doorway.
Okay. So I can tell you without a wall that there are no other passageways.
So this is the end of the cave.
Yes.
Well, I see everybody looking around everywhere, so I was wondering if I could roll a notice for looking at the center of the cave and probably at the ceiling.
At the ceiling. All right. Make your notice check.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say this check is going to have splash effects, meaning that if you get enough, I'm going to expand your successes to other elements of the room.
Well, I have a +3 in notice, and here goes. Oh, that's a -2.
Oh no.
So that's a 1.
Oh, no.
That's more dice for the dice gel. All right. Do you want to spend a fate point reroll?
No, I only have 2 more, so I'll save them.
All right. Maybe an aspect then, to make it a 3.
An aspect.
First to notice the unexpected. Aren't you the one who has that?
Yeah, I have that one. So yeah, sure.
So that makes it a 3. With a 3, you don't. Well, first of all, you start checking the ceiling to see if something jumps to your attention or your sight. Since the ceiling is pretty low, well, it's as low as the previous chamber, so there are actually There are not many elements to check or see. However, as you draw your attention to the walls, you notice that there are a couple of representations on these walls. Most of them are damaged by erosion and time, but as you notice one and then you put your gaze on the rest of the walls, you notice that there are more scenes. There seems to be some past history documented on these walls.
Oh my goodness. Pratika, Lilith, there are things drawn on the walls, and they're all
I'm coming.
around.
Oh my god, I'm coming straight over. Yeah, I can see them too. What kind of scenes are they? Are they in color? Are they?
My first thought is, have you guys seen them before in that glass thing? But if not, then there's no point in asking that.
No, we've not seen them before because there we only saw landscapes, but not these kind of
Okay.
not these kind of
Okay.
not these cave drawings. No. What
You
scenes
can
are
make additional rolls on here to determine how many scenes you see and which details.
for notice?
Research will work for this.
I would like
0
to
and
roll.
I
Research
have
will work for this.
I would like
and I
to
have
roll a research.
All right.
I have research as well.
Okay. So, Perdika, you have total of.
+2 because I have rolled 0
Okay.
and I have +2 in research.
Got it. So you have a 2. Tomatoes.
Wow.
Wow. How many?
Yeah.
I have
Did
a 2. I have a 2. I have a +2.
So that's
So you have a
5.
5.
All right.
And I have I rolled a 0, but my research is a +4.
Wow. All right. So we have a 2, a 5, and a 4. Got it. So, Medica. Medica. All right. That's your fusion. So no, it's a Predica. Predica, you notice the most recent scenes, which are the least damaged. And on these, you see some representation of humanoids, which seem to clearly be of two different people. You see what would be the condensed representation of a mob, and on the other side, some people in maybe dresses or some other kind of ornaments. They are clearly depicted in a more not regal, but you identify that whoever made this art clearly intended to to represent them as people who had some sort of aura, some sort of power. And you see them offering some sort of item, which is then represented on a larger scale next to the humanoid as a book. And probably the kind of book that you've been using.
Oh, Mikito, did you see this? Look at this. This has... So Lilith, look at this. This looks like the book that we used. This looks like the book the professor gave us.
So it's the same pattern of shape. It's 2 open pages and a rectangle,
It has
darker
this
rectangle.
it has this picture in it. Look.
Yeah, it's clearly the same type of book that we've been encountering.
And there's another scene which you don't know if it's supposed to be put after or before in the timeline, because you don't know in which order this civilization is reading scenes or fresks. But you seem to understand that the book has been sort of placed in a large building with domes, pointy domes, and you just see the smaller shape, the smaller icon of the book put beneath said building. That's what you see with the 3 on research. Megiddo, with a 4, you notice that there are more scenes actually that have been a bit more damaged by time. So actually, you notice that the gap of damage between the older scenes and the newest ones is pretty heavy. And by heavy, I mean maybe a couple centuries, if not more.
Okay.
Sorry, decades, not centuries.
Oh.
You see a scene in which you seem to recognize some rural lifestyle with farmers tending to crops, maybe some what would be a different shape of mills, because the the contraption is arranged in a different way, but it has somewhat the same purpose. Some farming lifestyle. Rural people tending to land with volcanoes on the horizon. Then you see another scene, which is way more dramatic, as you identify once again some sort of condensed representation of maybe a mob or a stack of people with their arms raised, probably in shock, as there seems to be, you don't know if it's the sun or if it's a meteor or something happening in something which really appears to be the sky. Something big happened in the sky. And on the next scenes, you see the same mob retreating to the caves. Or some caves.
Okay.
That's what you see with a 4. Now, Lilith with a 5. You identify another scene that you... Well, at first you just see a small bit of it, just a part, and you have the idea of checking not the walls, but the ground. And as you remove the snow, you see the depiction of something way more... It's almost mystical in nature. You see some sort of a spiral, and what would be the position seen from above of a person kneeled in the center of the room, and the spiral is filled with images, representation of trees, of clouds, fishes, some tiny animals. It all spirals inside this room and towards the center.
How much snow is there, and how easy is it to remove? And do I get as much of it off as I can before pointing it out to Akita so that she can relay it to everybody else?
Well, you could try to remove all the snow, but it's a very, very, very big representation. It's a huge scene, and if you try to date it, it seems to be between the most damaged and oldest scenes and the newest ones. It seems to be right in the middle.
All right, so I relay what I obviously relay what I understand to Pakita, because I mean I speak Hindi and I'm very much aware that nobody else can understand me, so I have to relay it through her. That hey, this is even weirder, guys.
Okay, yeah.
See if I can get some help getting it uncovered so we can actually understand what's actually going on here.
Mikito, Lilith is saying that she found something under the snow, under that snow-covered part of the wall. That there's an even bigger scene over there. Let's go and help her get the snow off.
Okay.
Yeah, we go over there.
How warm has it gotten in this part of the cave?
How long has it been?
How warm has it gotten?
How warm? It's been getting warmer, but not much.
Am I starting to sweat in my coat?
You might, but not because of the temperature, much because of your emotions.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right.
Okay, so
Also,
yeah,
let me point out that the snow doesn't melt. You've never seen the snow melt.
So how do we get rid of the snow? Can we reach
It
it?
doesn't even stick to our hands, it doesn't even stick to our hands, does it?
It does a bit, but not as much as regular snow.
It doesn't melt to your hands, though.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
It has a stickiness to it, but whatever this is, it probably isn't water.
Oh, and can we even reach the snow? Is the image
Yes, you
that
can.
large?
Is the image
Yeah,
that large? What do you mean?
If it covers the whole wall, then does it go above our heads? Can we not reach it?
Every inch of snow is reachable.
Okay.
It's more an issue of where do you want to put it, or what do you want to do
Where
with
are
it.
we putting it? It doesn't melt. It needs to get moved somewhere. How many alcoves are there?
None.
And is there any other places to put it besides the room we're in?
You could put it up in the tunnel, or I mean that is if you want to absolutely uncover the entirety of the fresque, or you could just leave it there.
On the floor, maybe just on the ground.
I mean, how deep is it really?
Not that much.
Couple inches?
Yeah,
Less than?
couple inches up.
Oh yeah, we'll just take and pile it up in little piles all around, just to keep it, just so we can see what we're seeing on the floor. It'll be.
It's not invasive. It's not like the ice in the walls. It's just there, and there's not that much of it.
Yeah, so we could just brush it around and brush it out the
Though
entrance
it was
or
spread
whatever.
enough so that you had to remove it to see what was beneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can just brush it with our arms and hands. We can brush it onto the ground, say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
then
after cleaning it off as much as we can, what do we see?
You see what I described to you, just a spiral with the representation, a scene from the top of a person that would be kneeled at the center of said spiral, and elements of life and ecosystems such as birds, plants, fishes, stars, clouds.
I want to take and combine my tune to chaotic frequencies aspect with my research aspect on this one. What's wrong with
Okay.
this, and why does this feel off?
So roll
I
your
wanna take
research, and then spend a fate point to add your +2 down to your aspect of tuned to chaotic frequencies, and let's see how much you get.
I got roll it a 0, so it's a +2.
That's a +2. So, do you do anything in particular as you do the research, or do you just absorb the scene and try to internalize what exactly this is?
As I do walk around the scene and try to absorb it from as many angles as I can, and as I do, I'm following the spiral in.
You walk the spiral?
I walk the spiral on the
Okay.
in.
As you walk the spiral, you realize that this place has been, for some purpose, a ritual site. People have been doing something here.
Something what?
People have been doing something here. You don't exactly know what, but it was highly. It has some pattern. This place was dedicated to doing something in particular. And as I'm just going to remind you that the date that you can estimate from the damage of the drawing and the carvings on the floor are between the oldest scenes and the newest ones.
And the newest scene.
It's right in the middle.
All
It
right.
happened before those people with the books came in, you think, or before this meeting between the two people happened.
But after the scenes with agriculture and rural living.
Yes, and after the you don't know thing that happened in the sky.
Would it be possible to, no, I don't know. I don't know that would be a good way of thinking of maybe rolling a rapport roll here. Try to understand, but maybe it'd be closer to an empathy roll to try to understand the entirety of what I'm understanding from past, current, or from far past, middle past, and current past, if that makes sense.
I wouldn't say that any kind of role would allow you to understand more. Every element about these scenes have been given, but there is more to find. But it's not related to the depictions that you see.
It looks like a meteorite fell from
linked.
the sky here. Wasn't it?
A meteor fell to the sky, and then the people with books came in.
Yeah, and then in the middle of that there was this kneeling figure. Is that part of the story? Is it something that is it a scene that happened?
I'm not. I get the distinct impression that whatever civilization or living beings that were here at whatever point in life found something that they thought saved them.
Yeah, it looks like something fell from the sky, and then the books came, and yeah, the books took us here. So maybe they had a book that took them away into a place that is less cold than this. Then I still don't understand what the kneeling figure is.
Figure. As she says, a kneeling figure, I kneel down in the very center of the spiral and inspect the center as closely as I can. What do I see?
So you take the kneeling position at the center of the scene. Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Okay. So you take the position. You kneel. You take a moment. You look around you, and then I'm gonna say make a will roll, please.
A what roll?
A will.
Oh, for
A
will.
will roll. Will roll. So just roll fate, right?
I guess if you don't have the skill.
One. Yeah. It's +2. My will is +2. I'm sorry, I wasn't even realizing it was in my list.
Okay, so
So a
3
total
and
of 3.
all right. Because of your actions, I'm also going to allow you a fate point because of some sort of self-compel of tuned to chaotic frequencies. So you get the fate point, and with your +3, you have the intuition that the whole place, that the whole carvings, that this thing, essentially this ritual, is possibly linked with the snow. And as you check around the spiral, you notice that inside the pattern of the spiral, inside the line, essentially, there are some tiny dots of different sizes that evokes the snow for some reason to you. The snow, but also some stars. Sometimes those little round shapes, they interconnect and are spiky enough to remind you of stars.
Are they like holes that you can put fingers in?
Not large enough. I mean,
Can you put-
some of them are, but it is just it's it's not deep enough to put your finger in.
Can you put any of the snow in the holes?
Yes, you can.
What happens when you put snow in the holes?
It's pretty. Carmen
It's pretty.
would probably love it.
Nothing special happens.
Nothing special happens.
Okay. It was just a
Except
random
maybe
thought.
you have the intuition that you are understanding this place on a deeper level. That this might be the right track.
So as I'm
Like you have some weird satisfaction. I'm not saying continue to do what you do. I'm just saying you kind of understand why this was carved this way, even if just for some decorative purpose.
okay, and I get this feeling as I'm kneeling. What happens when I stand back up? Does that feeling go away?
You're still tuned to your cardiac frequencies, so no. I'll just say
So
this
it's
is a
like-
you thing.
This is a me thing. This is one of those. Oh boy.
Yeah, so I
So-
see you reacting to that place,
I-
to that
I-
spiral.
you see me reacting, but I don't really have words to take and describe what I'm. The best I can come up with is it almost seems like this is ritual, that everything is tied together somehow, some way. Everything's connected here, and I don't get why. That's the one thing I'm getting. The snow, the patterns, the room, the drawings, everything. It's all connected somehow.
Oh. Yeah, it does. It would make sense. Yeah, so yeah, Mikito and what Lilith just told me was at least she feels that spiral that she sat on and this room that it has some special connection to the snow. I'm not really sure how it works, but
The
it's
snow, the meteor,
yeah, like, and also that the meteor in the drawing has something to do with the snow. Yeah.
All I'm
It
getting
makes
is
it
that
makes to me.
At this point, I'm going to take and roll a. I don't have examine, but I do have experiment. I'm going to roll a check at trying to examine this snow a little bit better.
All right. So roll your experiments.
And if one, it's going to be a 0.
No results, unfortunately.
So yeah, I'm just sitting here rubbing it in my hand, trying to figure out what the heck's going on with the snow.
Can I roll? I have a +2 in experiment. Can I maybe have a look at the snow?
Okay, so how do you experiment essentially? What do you tend to do? What do you try to check? What do you try to determine about this stuff?
I want to pick up a single snowflake and just hold
Mhm.
it to the light to see if it looks like what I know a snowflake is supposed to look like.
Okay.
So I can roll. So 1, that means
That's a
+3.
3.
That's a 3. Okay, so you can determine for sure that this is not water at all. This is mineral in nature, and you haven't interacted with such an element ever. Which doesn't mean it's
glows?
extraterrestrial in some way, but it's something that you usually don't mess with. It's not. If it's natural in origin, it's a freaky part of nature. It's the part of nature that you don't want to encounter. This is dangerous.
And it's stone. Yeah, that would anyway be dangerous if it's mineral, so it's stone. Because
you mentioned that it's stone, and it's glowing stone.
Yes.
All right,
It's mineral, just like water is also mineral, but it's not spores. It is not organical. In some other way, it's something else,
It's not water.
and it's
So
water.
it's a mineral. It's kind of like, it's not a kind of stone, not any kind of stone I know, but it's something like stone at least.
Maybe
And
it's crystalline. At least it would have a name
it's
that would end in yum or ait.
it's some kind of crystal, but it's that's also is something we should keep in mind, that we shouldn't breathe this snow, because if you breathe little pieces of crystal, then it's like breathing asbestos. So that's, maybe we should be careful around trying not to kick it up too much.
I want to take and try and relay something to Petka, because it occurs to me that glowing stone possibly means radiation, and
Yes.
my fear levels went sky high.
Yeah, that's true. It's we don't have anything to detect it, but I think it is. We should be very careful around it. And
Does anyone
also,
has a worrying flashback?
and also, it's falling from the sky. That outside,
Yeah, it's falling
it's
from the sky outside.
it's falling from the sky. So why is crystal, which is
Oh
some kind of
shit! This
stone?
is the leftovers of the meteor.
Yeah, and were there
Probably.
clouds outside? Were there, when you were outside longer than I was, Lilith? Did you see? Was it clouded outside? Did it look like
You
clouds?
No,
did see clouds.
that's
Yes,
the thing is
actually you
that
did.
there was no clouds. Not really. It was, I could see
Actually, you
stars and I
saw
could see
clouds.
snow, but I did see clouds. Okay, so how much clouds?
Some clouds, thin and long,
Some
but
clouds,
not invasive at all. No.
But not snow
nothing
clouds.
crazy, nothing, no snow clouds, and it's snowing out there hard.
Yeah, even though it's not snow, it's snowing stone. Yeah. So where is the stone falling from?
I'm pretty sure it's the meteor,
Oh, yeah, it does look like it.
or what's left of it.
Yeah, that
Oh
it's
boy,
shattered,
Chance.
shattered in the yeah, it's shattered, and these
we
are
must,
pieces. But it
we must be in a nuclear winter here, guys.
well, I'm
So
not.
I'm just going to say there are a couple checks left to do here, but also elsewhere. So how much time do you spend here before going back to the fire camp?
You should also check up on Carmen, especially now that we know the snow is probably dangerous and not snow. She doesn't know
Yeah,
that, so we should probably check up on her and at least warn her to be careful around it.
I before we start climbing up, I tap her on her shoulder and point at the supplies we had just found, and I say, "What about that stuff?"
Take one of the bottles. Take one of the bottles up and check if it looks like water. If it's not blue or something, and at least next to the fire, we can boil it. We can see if it actually behaves like water or if it's something weird.
What if it's got medicine in it to counteract radiation poisoning?
I like how you think.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, that's the first thing I was going. Wait a second. We're a nuclear winter. There's leftover supplies.
Maybe let's
What if?
before we drink it, let's at least take it back up and see
Yeah,
if
let's take
check
what.
it into light and then
Let's
check
look
it.
around. Is there any other? Are do we? Let's take a very close look around in here. And there was no other. There's no other supplies. Just this pile of stuff, right?
No, that's all you see. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything on the ceiling? Because we saw the walls.
Nope. Nope. Nothing specific on the ceiling except maybe it's more ornaments that seem to complete or at least be part of what's already on the floor.
And is there anything on the floor besides the spiral?
Nope.
And what else is there to find?
I'm not telling.
He's not
Maybe.
telling. He's not telling, and that's okay because I was already thinking as we're taking things up to take a second, a long look just at the walls
Well,
of the most recent ones. Going,
You guys made some
who
really
are
good
these?
rolls, so I gave you everything that you can see on the surface, but then you can investigate things further
I mean,
Yeah.
if I
if
had to say
you by
something,
your conclusions.
if I
Mhm.
had to say something, there was a note saying use one, save the rest for later. And that was referring to the water, I believe.
Yes.
Maybe we use the water somewhere in this cavern? Because we found it in the cavern, we found the note in the cavern, we found the water in the cavern. Maybe we use it here in the cavern.
Maybe we can pour. Can we pour the water into the spiral? See what
Yeah,
happens.
that's what I'm saying. There's holes, within the spiral too. So I'm thinking maybe we can sacrifice some drops of water and pour them into the holes. Probably.
Do we need to use a whole bottle to take and do the
It's a
entire
liter.
thing? Maybe.
It's a liter, so it's probably going to be
Well, we
only
have
about.
5 liters total,
We have
so
5, yeah.
Only
we have
only a
5.
little
So
bit. So shall I pour a little bit of the water into the holes, the star-shaped holes? Okay. So then I do that. I pour some of the water into the star-shaped holes, about maybe
Okay.
10 milliliters.
So a couple of things that you notice about these bottles. First of all, they are plastic bottles, and they seem to be relatively intact, if not completely intact. And because you have some resistance from the lid, like this bottle has never been opened, so you just open it, and
Yes.
you pour some water, and nothing happens.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let us save the rest of the water.
Yes. Shall we go back up to Carmen?
Uh,
Or at least I can go back up to Carmen if you
I would
want to
like
stay.
one of you, Prilika, you were holding the bottle. Please make a check related to the bottle itself, if you want.
Then I have to
It
roll
might
for
be a
that.
research, might be notice, might be anything else
I'll go
you.
for research +2.
All right.
Oh, so
That's a
1,
3.
3. Yeah.
So you notice that the that water bottle is from an American brand.
Oh. Okay.
which
Mikito.
American brand?
One I won't quote on stream.
Okay,
And
good.
one that I don't have in mind because I'm not American, so never mind. It's just an American water
I,
brand.
I'm seeing
Yeah, we're gonna say unbranded generic.
Yeah,
I,
brand.
I'm imagining a
It's
bottle
got
with a
American
chemical.
English on the label.
I'm imagining a chemical supplier brand actually. It's okay. Yeah.
No, it's commercial, it's a regular brand. Some of you might travel enough to actually know that it's American. Either way, it's mostly written in the details about the word itself are written in English. And yeah, that's it.
Does it
Water.
what does the label say? Does it say only water or does it say also something more?
It's water.
Just water, so not medicine. At least not that we know from the label.
It says that it's valid for expecting mothers, pregnant women. It's safe to drink for them. It's just regular water.
Okay.
Does it say
According to
added
the
minerals for taste?
No, it does not.
Yeah, so it seems to
Darn,
be regular water.
just regular water.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and I don't
I
think.
wouldn't have any experience with the American labeling, so I'm just staying out of it.
Yeah, I think they were unopened too, so I doubt that there's any medicine or anything like that in there.
Unless there is something that is specific, unless there is something to this snow, this if it is poisonous, that is specifically counteracted by water. Say that we have to drink it, or maybe we have to wash something if we get affected, or something that gets cured by cold water. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, the water
But
itself is cold. It would have been colder if the cloth wasn't wrapped around it to keep it to at least some subroom level. Plus, the depth of the cave in which you are right now is also, keeping some warmth.
Yes.
does it stay warmer down in the depths than it is up higher, possibly?
Yes.
I'm
So
gonna
is
point that out to Edsa here, and maybe makes a suggestion. I think might be a good idea to come closer down here, where it might be less
yeah.
of a problem.
Yeah, that's maybe an idea. Yeah, we should at least go and inform Carmen to be careful around the snow, find her, and then it's a good idea to maybe relocate our things also back into the lower cave because it's warmer
Yeah,
over here. We also have some supplies that we want to keep not completely frozen, so we can keep
yeah,
them in the cloth as well, and we can keep our supplies with these water bottles.
yeah.
You're also
Hopefully we
starting
can
to
go
feel
that much
tired.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
we may have to
several of
just
you hasn't slept. Sorry, go on.
yeah, we may have to
Yeah.
just take it and wait until morning. Hopefully we can last that long.
Yeah, exactly. Because Lilith, at least Mikito, Lilith, and I haven't slept yet at all, and yeah, we are both so excited that we've almost forgot about it. But otherwise, we will
Mhm.
get quite tired, I think. So, can you maybe take over the watch?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So, do we relocate into the lower cavern first, or?
Well, first off, we need to check on Carmen. What's going on with Carmen?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go back.
We go
As
back
you
up.
come back up the tunnels and you arrive to the campfire, everyone please make a medicine check.
A what check? A bit
Medicine.
medicine check. Oh, I don't have medicine on my skills, but okay. 1.
Oof.
Oh no.
Ouch. 0.
So, Rushkion, Pudika, how much do you get?
1 because I don't have medicine as a skill.
Okay, do you
So I
want to
got
take an aspect? Like protective?
yeah, I have aspect as protective, yes. So
Okay.
then
Do you wish to spend a fate point to attack that aspect and get a +2? 4 to 3.
yes, I can do that.
Okay. So subtract a fate point, and you notice that Carmen is whiter than usual. She is coughing, freezing, and shaking.
Oh. It looks like Carmen is ill. So I go towards her and try to. I still have that cloth from that I got that I took from the professor's house, and I
Mm.
put that around her.
Mm.
Yeah, Carmen, how are you doing? What happened?
She ate some of the snow, didn't she?
She just wakes up, maybe in fear. Maybe she gets startled at. She feels some contact on her. What's going?
Carmen, you were coughing, and what happened?
Ah, guys, what's going on?
We
just-
went down.
I'm thirsty. And she just takes some water and drinks.
Okay.
She coughs a bit also.
Yeah, I give her the water bottle, I think.
And then
Here,
without warning, she just stands up.
Carmen, is everything okay?
Warms a bit by the fire. She raises her hands toward the fire. I don't know. I just and then there's a swift shift in her expression and her facial expression. Like, oh no. She takes a couple of steps, goes at the other side of the cave, and just vomits some glowing, slime-like, yellowish puke.
Okay.
and pretty much empties her stomach of that glowing fluid.
Well, I
I
guess
won't
eating.
specify on the color of the vomit because nobody wants that. But essentially, yeah,
Glowing snow.
shiny, glowing vomit.
I guess
Oh
eating that glowing
God!
snow was not a good idea. Okay, I go towards Carmen and again put my arms around her. Hey,
She
okay,
shakes a bit more.
at least it's out. It was not a
Did
good
I
idea.
did I do that?
Yes, I think that was eating the glowing snow.
Did I just invent a new color?
Well, maybe glowing snow is not a good idea, Carmen. Maybe step away from the glowing snow. Have some more
Ah,
water at least.
yeah.
Try to
I
drink
mean,
some water.
drink
I'm
drink
hungry
more
too. Can
water.
I
Just flush it out.
wait? Who is that? Hello, hi.
Right?
Who's that? And she points to essentially Lilith.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't introduce you yet. Carmen, this is Lilith. Lilith is from Bangalore, but she doesn't speak any English, so I translate for her.
I hear my English name spoken, and I just
Yeah.
lift my head wave. Go
Still
back to
shivering,
poking my.
she advances towards the fire and just gives you a hand to shake.
Okay.
Lilith, this is Carmen. She
Hi,
came with us.
Commander Rand.
Okay. She came with us, and she was also called by the professor.
Okay.
How did
Yeah.
she? I mean,
Lilith, you mean? Yeah. I mean, after you came here, Carmen, then we followed you, and yeah,
yeah, I
you
was
saw
there.
with you saw with the book, and we also jumped through. We also teleported, I guess, through it, and I left it in the professor's yard, and Lilith lived or worked near there, and she found it.
She turns to Lilith and makes some sort of bookish gesture that she opens and closes, and like says, "Did you also use a book? It
So
is how
yeah,
you came here." And then she just continued to open and close, like to make a book gesture.
yeah.
Does
So
that to me, right?
yeah, so Lilith, she's
Yes.
asking if you also came with the book.
And I'm sitting here staring at her, trying my hardest not to laugh, and going,
And then she
yes,
goes into more
yes,
complicated gestures in which she puts her hand on an imaginary linking panel. Did you use the book?
yes, yes. I'm nodding my head. Yes, I'm trying not to laugh.
Then she points at the snow and says, "Okay, snow bad."
Snow is bad. Yes. Yeah. No,
Then she
Carmen,
points repeatedly at the snow and then the vomit. Very bad.
yeah, Carmen, we just at least Lilith found a lot of the caves down further down in the dark,
Right, the caves. I wanted to go there. Yeah. So what did
and
you find?
it's actually a bit warmer down there. And we also found some water, but there we also found some drawings on the walls, and it looks like the snow is. It looks like the snow is really, really bad. Okay, so don't try to breathe it, and certainly
No, no,
don't
no,
eat it.
no. I don't want to breathe the snow. I just want to go down here and write something like Carmen was here. Because that's what they seem to do here.
Carmen wants to
Nah,
go
just kidding.
down.
But
Anyway,
I mean, joking aside, I think I experienced something very different, and I mean, I don't know if it's the snow. Did you also guys have dreams?
Uh, well, I didn't. Mikito, did you dream anything?
You didn't.
I don't think I did. No.
She
And
sits
we
down
did.
by the fire. She takes a couple of cakes or whatever to just refill her blood sugar, and then she starts to say, "I mean, it was really weird. Like there was this whole scene. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just about to tell you my dreams. I hope that's okay. I'm just trying to,
Of
come
course,
down
yeah.
after. Okay. So first off, I was in a strange red room, like dark ruby, dirty red. Not the kind of red that you see in photo labs. I mean, I don't think you guys hang out in photo labs, whatever. But
uh,
it had, yeah.
I was gonna say I know what a photo lab is, but
You also don't
it's
understand
personal
English.
experience.
So
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Exactly,
pretty
it's
kid would have
personal
to translate.
experience. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
Or
exactly.
or yeah, I will have to translate afterwards. Yeah.
So yes, so some very red room with arch opening as windows, and the layout kind of looked like a classroom or a place where monks would scribble things forever in their monasteries. And then I realized that there were people with me, and we all sit and busy at different desks, and it was so unsettling because when in dreams, when like your brain can't fabricate the face of new people, so it picks people instead. Well, my brain gave me some major red flag because it picked the face of a toxic teacher I had in college, like the kind of art person that only has time and respect for their own vision or opinion. That person. So, like in front of me on my desk, there was a drawing. Like, honestly, something that was almost too good for me to do. Really rich and diverse in tones, kick-ass texture, some really scenic landscape of some sort of ravine or a canyon, filled with what looked like sort of alien vegetation, some really bizarre stuff. And then this guy comes right at my desk, like almost teleporting, he gives me the cold stare, like eyes that just shout, "You did bad. What are you even doing here?" And in fact, I almost answered, "Don't ask me. I have no clue what's going on whatsoever." But you can't really answer to eyes, so I just looked around and realized everybody was staring at me. Then, when I looked back at what was on my desk, I saw the drawing changed. It turned into, well, here, us. And then she looks around the scene. The campfire, the cave, this place. And there was a legend, like some caption to the image that was saying, Carmen wondered, ... And I mean, I don't know, I felt some urge to write something down, like specify what I was wondering about. So I wrote, Carmen wondered if the professor knew what he was setting us into. And the page wrote back, and it said, no, he didn't. And then she just sips more of whatever she was drinking, water, and also
Yeah,
she's heating
water.
something like some tea.
Yeah,
That was so weird.
So Lilith, yeah, I think Carmen just told us her dream, and it sounds almost like it has something to do with the pictures we saw down in the cave, because she said she was in this red classroom and there was a professor there who was very bad to her, but also that she had a drawing that was, yeah, like a place with a lot of vegetation, a lot of
Yeah, I think it
plants.
was here.
Yeah,
And also,
a
yeah,
lot
the
of
previous
a
picture,
lot
it
of
was some sort of
plants.
canyon. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
plants everywhere. Yeah.
yeah, and that there were a lot of plants everywhere. And then when she looked again, then it had turned into this place. So almost like in this place, there used to be a lot of, just like in the drawings we saw where people were in the villages and they were doing agriculture, and then this meteor came, like this place got destroyed, and then it turned into this. And Carmen dreamed about it when she ate the snow. It's almost like the snow has memories, or could the snow be some kind of data carrier?
I I'm not sure, honestly. I'm so
I
freaked out
think
right
both.
now. Still, I'm still trying to figure things out.
I think both
um,
of us have. I think Lilith and I are both very tired. So
yeah,
should we
very
ma- should
very
we
tired.
should we
I'm
maybe
very
just
much.
go to sleep?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's maybe one of the things we should do. But I do have
Do you guys want some
one
tea?
question.
I can make
Uh,
more.
I'm up for
And
some
then
tea.
Carmen just, shows you a cup and gestures like back and forth, like if essentially you want some.
Yeah, she's. You
The
want some
the
what
cup
kind
tea,
of tea?
Lily?
What kind of tea is there?
the
What
cup
kind?
is empty, but
It's
What
Indian
kind of
tea,
tea is there? Indian tea?
standard
Eh,
Indian tea.
I
I'm
think I
up
This
for
might
is
some.
good, by the way. I like it.
sleep. I might. I'm not so sure whether or not I'm the kind of person where it would put me to sleep or not. So
Then I will have some, Carmen. I'm up for tea.
Mikito,
yeah, I
tea?
think you know what.
I'll
Might
take
as well.
some tea.
You know what? Yeah, I might as well have some tea. Maybe it'll help me relax a little
Have
bit.
some tea.
I
I
do
mean, it
have
would be
one question.
insane not to have tea in such a freezing cave.
I do have one silly question.
Yeah.
If this is a nuclear winter, and as far as I know it, there isn't a nuclear winter going on anywhere on our planet, where the hell are we? And how do we get back?
I don't know. I've also never seen crystals like these falling from the sky when there is no snow clouds. And I haven't looked at the sky enough to see if I could see any stars. But at
There
first,
were stars there. I saw them, but
at first I thought,
it,
my uncle told me to read constellations. So, but at first I thought we were in the Himalayas because it looked kind of like that. But this is not anything like the Himalayas. So
mm,
I have no idea where we could be.
Mikito, what are they saying?
I don't know. I mean, I can sort of pick out some words from my limited knowledge, but I'm not very fluent in Hindi either. So
It's pretty though, I like it.
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a very different language.
Yeah, I can translate Carmen and Mikito.
yeah, I'm realizing here that we're getting stared at by these two here. So I'm going. I think
Yeah,
you should take to tell them what we're talking
Hello,
about.
white guys
Sorry.
here.
yeah. No, what Lilith was what Lilith and I were talking about was Lilith also noticed that it looks like this glowing snow, that it looks like nuclear, like radioactive,
Oh no.
like
I mean,
nuclear
that makes
winter
sense.
sort
Yeah.
of. But if it's a nuclear winter, and there were also pictures downstairs that were just like your drawing, Carmen, that it showed that first there was a world with vegetation and agriculture and people, and then some meteor came, and after that it was, like this. So yeah, Lilith and I were also thinking that, okay, we don't have a nuclear disaster anywhere on Earth, and this place sure doesn't look like Chernobyl. And there's no there's no town anyway, so we know we're not there. So yeah, are you sure we're actually on Earth, or um, what do you
She,
guys
sh-
think?
she shrugs and say, I don't know. Although I think I want to check out the drawings that are downstairs on the lower caves. But first, I'm going to absolutely shove away that glowing vomit because it's upsetting me. So first, I'm going to put snow in that so I don't see anymore. And then yeah, I'm just going to hang out down there and go back to sleep, I guess, because I don't see. I mean, even though I slept a little, I slept very badly because I
Yeah.
still feel it. I'm still hurting. My stomach didn't like that. I don't know what flavor this is, but no, just no.
Flavor.
Yeah, Lilith, shall we go to sleep? Because at some
Yes,
point, yeah, we have to go to
I
sleep.
think that I think the talk and the tea calmed me down enough so that way I could at least try to sleep. Unless we're planning on moving the camp down first, but I don't think that's going to be worthwhile as tired as
Oh,
we all are. So I think we need to sleep and then move camp.
yes, good idea. I agree. We are also too tired to go and move now. No, now that I'm sitting next to the fire and things, I don't feel like getting up.
All
So
right,
do
so
Lilith and
you
I
see
go to sleep?
Carmen go down the tunnels. I think that you three are going to sleep, or at least Mikito, you are going back to sleep.
As Carmen starts going down the tunnels, I holler at her and wave my headlamp at her.
Uh huh. Yeah.
You want this thing? Because it's kind of dark down there. She doesn't hear me, but I'm still waving it. And look over at
She blinks a
Depends
bit.
on
There's a silence of, oh, all right, the light. Okay, thank you so much.
that.
And she just picks up the headlamp and adjusts it. Do I look good?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, you can understand what I'm
I'm
saying.
sure
Sorry,
she's
never
gonna need
mind.
that.
She just makes some kind of bow. So she basically
Yeah,
imitates the way you're trying to communicate, because that seems to be some kind of plateau of language you can settle in just
it makes it
to
easy.
basic
It makes it
communication.
easy. It makes it
Yes.
easy.
She smiles and just goes down the tunnels. All right,
And of
so you
course,
three
I go down and
probably,
or attempt to.
yeah. Sorry, what? You go down with her?
I know I lay down and
Okay.
attempt to sleep.
All right. Sleep comes pretty easily for those who actually didn't sleep before in these caves.
Yeah, I'm already
Uh,
asleep.
but your train of thoughts continues to circle around what you just saw and discovered. Maybe trying to stitch up some theories between all the elements that you figured out. Maybe the message, maybe the bottles, the scenes, common stream. You possibly are either excited or anxious or both by the idea of having the same kind of dreams. In any case, you all rest up, and Carmen eventually comes back in the linking chamber to finish her night or begin a whole night altogether. Time passes, and you eventually all wake up refreshed, and still in this ice cold cave. Onobulan.
Okay. So we have, yeah, I'm waking up refreshed. Maybe it's time
I'm
to go.
waking up semi-refreshed. I mean, I did sleep on edge all night.
The fire is
also-
extinguished.
I'm also semi-refreshed since I was slept
Where's
around
Carmen?
2 times.
Where's Carmen?
Carmen is
Hi there, Carmen.
is next to you. Carmen is around the fire
Okay.
with you. But
Okay. All right.
Did you go and see the drawings? What did you think of them?
she's still asleep.
Oh. um. Shall we maybe have some tea?
Shall we all
and
tea, crumpets, breakfast,
yeah,
scones? Take your pick.
yeah, exactly tea, and there are
I'm
biscuits
repeating
and
that your
things.
fire is out.
Yes.
How cold is it right now?
It's room temperature
Room
Oh.
temperature. Is
How did it
room
stop
temperature.
being?
or cave temperature in this case.
Is
How
it
did
cold
stop
or is it
being so cold? Yeah.
It's
not cold?
it's not as cold as the cave itself. It's been out for a moment.
Oh, it's only been
Maybe
out for a little while.
maybe the fact that the fire was out accelerated you all waking up, because your bodies didn't like it, even though you have some pretty heavy heavy layers in your sleeping bags, so it wasn't
Yeah,
too
we
much of a
probably
bother,
why.
but it certainly didn't help.
How much light is in the air?
How much light?
How much light is how well can we see right now?
You can see some sort of fine after your eyes adjust to the obscurity.
Okay, so is it like really early morning and we're just getting the sun coming in through the cave entrance, or
No, you don't have the sun coming through the cave entrance.
Oh.
it's just the glow?
It's just a glow.
Okay.
How can we tell it's morning then?
It's when you woke up. You
That's
still
when we
have
woke up.
your
That's
circadian
about where
clocks
we're at here. We don't know what time
inside
it
the
is yet.
cells of
We
your body.
honestly don't know.
So
Yeah, we don't know what time it is.
if one
So
of you
we've
bothers
got
to
the
check
glow,
the
and that's
clocks
about
on
it.
your phones or your watches, you notice that you indeed have had a full night's sleep.
So it's close to. If we were going by Earth time, it would be definitely 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, time like that. Well, breakfast is first thing. I suppose that while we're looking for supplies to make breakfast, start a new fire, because that's one of the first things that's going to have to happen. Is we need to see about
Who wants
more
to
wood.
make the survival roll to rekindle the fire?
I can maybe make a rule.
Okay.
Wait. How about I do that? Because I do have that pack of cigarettes and the tinder, and I can
Oh
just
yeah. Mm,
yeah,
that's true.
my
Yeah.
lighter, the half pack of cigarettes. I quit smoking a long time ago. I
I'm
vape.
lowering the difficulty then, but still a check.
Okay, so I pull out a cigarette. I take it apart. Take the filter, stick it back in my pocket, but all the paper and tobacco I pile up in a pile next to the.
The pack also, I guess.
Huh?
The package itself also, I guess. Since
I could use the package too, but there's
Okay.
more than one cigarette, so I'm going to hold off on saving. I'm going to save the package for later.
Got it.
Just the one cigarette for right now, and get some wood. Do the whole TP,
Mm-hmm.
do it all right, and I get my lighter in there and I start flicking.
All right. Make a survival roll. Difficulty of 2, and you will have a fire. Oof.
Oh, 0.
I flick and I knock it over.
Does anybody else want to try?
Yeah, that's what.
I have a +1 in craft, maybe, or Mikito. Do you want to try?
I have
It's
a plus
survival
2 in
check.
craft.
That one.
Mm.
Craft won't help you there. The craft part has already been resolved. It can go anywhere. You have 8 points if you want to reroll.
Yeah, I don't have any other skills for this.
Well, the only one that would work is somebody else. That's just not going to work that way. No.
I have
granted you an
experiment.
extra fate point not so long ago because of attuned to character frequencies, so you can definitely spend a fate point to reroll tomatoes.
Yeah, I could, huh? Let's try that again. Let's go ahead and try that one more time. With use my fate point, and hopefully this time I light it and not knock it over. Hey,
Okay.
I like
Yeah.
that. It gives me a total of +2 or 3.
+3, yeah.
I think it's 3. Yeah.
3.
So with 3, you do have your fire. You do get once again a source of warmth in this cave,
Nice.
and you can make breakfast.
And
Yeah.
we make breakfast.
I can start making tea.
Yep. You make tea.
Carmen
Yeah,
wakes up at the smell of tea.
Yeah.
Carmen, what?
Morning, you guys.
Morning.
Hey, Carmen.
Lilith goes and attempts to find some facilities. Morning.
Good luck.
I gotta go use the toilet, that kind of thing. So obviously we need to find a place to go do our business and come back.
Okay.
Somewhere in the cave, yeah.
But from there, I ask a question. So what's the plan today? What are we going to do?
What's she saying?
To the surface, I think. At least see what's there. We saw what's in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Carmen, how are you doing?
Better, I guess.
You
have to figure out where we are.
I mentioned to Petka, I say, do they always look so white?
I think
Carmen's still pale.
Yeah.
No, she got some color back, definitely.
Oh, she's got some color back. Okay.
Yeah, she looks a bit less pale, but I agree, Lilith. Carmen still looks a bit pale. Yeah, you're still looking a bit pale, Carmen. So that's why I asked. We're just worried about you.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I didn't have time to get a tan in Bangalore, so makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, but just take it easier and stay away from that snow.
Oh, definitely.
And have some tea in the meantime.
Yes,
It'll
tea.
warm you up. And also some biscuits.
Oh, I have some thermos, so we can actually have some tea on the go.
Yes,
Yep.
oh, even better.
Yep.
And Mikito, Carmen, we just, at least, yeah, I just discussed with Lilith. Would it be an idea to go up today? Like yesterday we went to the cave, and today we can go up
I mean,
Yeah.
to the
we
surface?
are not going to live in this cave forever, right? So we have to move
Oh,
eventually.
we have to go. And
Yeah,
also,
we're gonna have to figure out where we're going and what's going on and what.
yeah. And also,
There's so
Carmen,
many things.
you went into the lower cave yesterday or last night,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I
Did you
have.
see anything about? Did you notice anything about the drawings?
Well, I made a sketching of drawings, first of all.
Oh,
So
yeah.
take a look. She just displays. She only found a couple of the scenes. She tried to replicate in some detail what was on the floor. And also she kept sketches of the earliest drawings. So the one with the newcomers, the people coming to this place, and the building containing the book. Yeah, I think our way out will be there because technically, if we came here through a book, maybe there's a book that allows you to go out. Maybe it's an
Exactly.
in-out situation, like an exit, an actual
Yeah.
exit, and we would go back to Bangalore directly.
Yeah, but I wonder also where all these people went, because in the drawings downstairs, then there were all these people, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Did they
Hmm.
all go to Bangalore? Because we would notice that, right? In Bangalore, if suddenly a bunch of people came who didn't speak any Hindi. It was
Maybe it was maybe centuries ago. Like
maybe,
maybe it
yeah,
actually happened and we don't know.
maybe, yeah. Bangalore isn't even that old as a city. So if they all went to Bangalore centuries ago, they'd probably just have ended in a field, a village.
I mean, I have to
Maybe
be
it
a
could have
teacher
happened.
about that, but yeah, I guess.
It could have happened, and nobody would know about it, I guess, if it was an isolated place centuries
But
back.
if the professor received that book and it's coming from a place such as this one, maybe it actually makes sense.
How does
Maybe
it?
they came with the book, you know?
Yeah, so that the
The book is from
professor
this
got to
place, and so here there is a book that also is connected to
Bangalore.
where we came from. Yeah.
Yeah, and that maybe the professor, then the person who sent the book to the professor would have been someone from here, one of the people in the drawings. Then there were two kinds of people in the drawings. There were the regular people, and then there were these big people with the robes and stuff.
Yeah, do you think they were Indians?
No, no, no. I don't think so, because those robes, they looked they didn't look Indian to me. There's no kind of Indian dress that has that. Those are like wizard's robes, Harry Potter. It's not
I'm
Chinese robes.
Gryffindor.
And
We
here
have
we've got Lilith. Lilith just sitting here, watching the byplay between these three people in English, going, "What are they talking about? What are they
I
talking about?
thought
Okay, something's funny. What are they talking about?"
I thought you had gone to the toilet break.
Well, I was still dealing with breakfast. I hadn't gotten that far.
It's just Carmen and
Anyways,
I were discussing. Carmen has made some sketches of the.
anyways, that's what's going on Lilith's faces. She's just back and forth watching each of these people, and then just going, "Okay."
Also, did you leave some water down there? Because I found some bottles.
Yeah, we took one of the bottles of water here, and yeah, Lilith, Carmen was just discussing that she made some sketches of the drawings down in the caves. So, and yeah, that maybe the book the professor got what came from one of the people from here. Like they went with another book to Bangalore, and that might still be here. So that would be interesting to find on the surface. But
Oh,
Carmen, yeah,
um, speaking about sketches, Mikito, you still have the light bulb, right? The glass
Yeah,
thing.
I was about to say maybe Lilith would like to
Oh,
see
yeah, the
it.
glass thing. Yeah, the
Yeah,
glass thing. Bring
maybe
out.
she would like to see it. So I bring it out and I hand it to her. Maybe she can figure out something about it. Maybe she knows something or can
As
notice
Yeah,
something.
as they bring out the glass, I perk
thing.
up and start looking closer at it.
And you need to use a light on it,
And
Lilith. So
yeah,
like
I
the
don't
headlamp.
now. I don't think that I have a nice fancy new smartphone, being as I'm from the poorest part of
No, you don't.
Bangalore.
Yes.
So, but I do happen to have a clamshell, and I'd sit here and open my clamshell and try to get a light to take and come on it. You
Oh,
guys see me struggling a little bit.
we have headlamps. We have headlamps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you
So
can use the headlamp.
I use the headlamp and I flip it over and I um, shine the light at it and I start studying the images I see. Okay.
Okay, so you put the light source essentially under the light bulb, and you try to discern and identify some scenes. Unfortunately, the walls of the cave are very either transparent or they just don't. They aren't very helpful in clearly depicting or projecting these images. And that's when Carmen, oh, there. And she pulls out a ball from one of the bags and puts it on top of the light bulb, so the image is smaller, but at least it's way easier to actually see inside the ball. And so as you see these smaller images, you notice a couple of scenes, a couple of landscapes. One of them being some mountains and cairns that has some sort of spear or item that it has been horizontally jammed into some cairns. Don't know much about that. On the next scene, you see what would look like to be a path going through a spiky forest,
Okay.
leading to some sort of cube,
Okay.
of a manted cube. And a third scene in which you see some sort of it's essentially heels, but they seem very irregular, like almost like they seem liquid, like if waves were solid. Essentially, that's what you get out of this image, and there seem to
Okay.
be some holes or puddles. You're not sure that would seem to emit something. Like there are some slight gradients in the opacity of the glass, which allows to make some sort of shades, and
Mhm.
something seems to maybe emanate from the puddles, or maybe it's heat, maybe it's something comes out of the puddles essentially vertically, and that's what you see. 3 scenes, and please
All
make a
right.
notice check.
Rolling. That's going to be a 0.
Okay.
Mm.
And you do not know think anything else.
Before I hand it back, I pick it up and hold it in my hand and rub it in my hand, just feeling it entirely. Do I notice any imperfections or anything as I'm holding?
There are some infections, but maybe it's the translation of what you know about the item that is then sent
Oh,
to your sense
yeah,
of touch.
yeah. I'm gonna
Because
take
if you
and
did
use
not
my.
know, you're not sure if you would actually feel anything if you didn't know that it was in fact imperfect.
Yes.
Because it's really thin modifications.
Really very thin modification. It feels natural, I guess.
Well, it's definitely man-made.
Well, yeah,
There
but
are
it feels like
some. Hmm?
it doesn't feel like it's like um fresh, like freshly done, like brand spanking new.
You couldn't say. It's not
Couldn't
damaged because you would have seen some. Well, actually,
Are they letters, maybe?
yeah, you do feel something, but you're not quite sure where. And that's what comment is. Yeah, Mikito, you saw something written inside, right?
Yeah. I noticed that there was a phrase in English that was inscribed in one of the scenes, and I believe it said, "Find me." So
Oh,
you
yeah.
can tell that to Lilith.
Yeah, so Lilith, Mikito saw something in that glass bulb. Those marks you felt are actually an inscription in English that says "Find me." It's on one of the scenes. So someone
So here,
wrote.
I'm looking. I've now got it laying in my open hand, and I'm looking really, really closely at it, going.
It's really small. Mikito saw it. It says "Find me," and I think you
Yeah,
can
I'm
see it
not. I'm
more
not looking.
closely.
I'm not look. I'm looking to see if there's any way I can see any of the patterns or shapes from what I saw through the light in it. Just looking at it, and it just looks like a clear bulb. Correct?
Yes, it's very small.
It is small, yeah. It's in fact when I first described it, it wasn't even the shape of the bulb. It was in shape of an egg, with the top cut horizontally.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
It's in that sort of shape,
But
you
it,
know, some
but it's
sort of
but it's
ovaloid.
entirely clear. You can't see any imperfections, and what imperfections that you can feel doesn't look or feel like they were intentionally made.
Well, there has been some work on it. It's intricately crafted. That's all you can determine. Whether you
That's
can
all you
see
can
it or
determine.
feel it, it's
I would need a
honestly.
microscope. I would need a microscope, in other words, to actually look at any closer.
Yeah,
That's
actually, you would.
okay.
But
That's where I was trying to.
the precision tools you would need to make this is just unimaginable. It's not something that you would just get anywhere.
And which of the scenes did it
I
say?
mutter in Hindi. I mutter in Hindi.
Yeah, what
Okay.
Any
yeah.
technology sufficient enough to be inextinguishable from magic. I just sit there staring at it like that, going,
Yeah, it's Mikito. Do you remember on also in the projections itself you could read the "Find Me," right? Do you remember which projection that was where we could read it? Which scene? Was it this? Was it a place that looked like this place, or was it another one?
I was so focused on the words that I couldn't remember where exactly
which scene?
what scene it was. Yeah.
Well, munching on some chips, comment says, I think it's 3D printed.
3D printed.
Yeah, I have seen some of that stuff in some workshops back in uni. I think it's either made with lasers because it has to be super precise, or it's been printed as is.
Yeah, I think it's more likely to be laser. So Lilith.
This is solid glass, right? This is
Carmen
solid
suggests.
glass.
It is, yes.
Carmen suggests that it's either it's been 3D printed. It seems more like laser to me, also because it is glass. So I've
Being
never
as it's
seen.
solid glass
Yeah,
and it's
I know plexiglass is 3D printed, even with very high detail. Even metal is 3D printed. I've never heard
yeah,
of
and
glass being. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think it's
I've
laser.
you can technically 3D printing with metal is called welding, but hey, that works.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know of any way you could take and do that with glass.
No,
Not
exactly.
and
Only
keep everything safe.
no. Oh, and it's not
So
plexiglass. No,
yeah, I'm sitting here looking at this, going, it's either been laser cut, and there's no markings to show that it has been.
yeah, I think it has to be laser cut. It has to be made with some kind of
Yeah,
laser technique. Otherwise,
has
it's
to be laser
impossible to
cut.
do this.
Yeah, and the intricacy of it. I mean, even still, it's so fine detail. I mean, talk about high end.
Yeah, but does it?
The only thing
What can we learn from it? One of the scenes in this thing was like the place we are now, right?
I put it back on top of the lamp and start looking for that lettering.
Yeah.
Now that you know it exists, you sort of find it. Plus, Mikito guides you once he determines
And when I see
figures out that yeah, you're looking
that
for something.
lettering, uh-huh.
Once he understands that you're looking for something, and he checks with Critica that you are actually looking for the letters, you manage to find them. Although it's pretty diffuse. It's on a sub-layer that makes it kind of hard to see. But it's
Okay.
there. You end up finding a couple letters and then the entire 2 words. Finally.
Okay, so with it sitting on the lamp, and I see
Yes.
it in the landscape, and I look at the surrounding landscape. Do I recognize it for what we're at right now?
No.
It looks familiar. No, it doesn't even see. And I'm sitting here going,
Although
not the same.
for everyone here, you can try to make either an empathy or a craft roll.
I can try for an empathy roll. I have +4 in
And
that.
there are a couple aspects I suspect you can tag here, so make your attempts and I will see if anything is compatible.
I've got both empathy and craft. My
I've got
empathy is
empathy 8
+4.
now. I've got
That's
empathy
an
8.
8.
Wow.
You excel. So, Pradika, you get I don't even know what to
got a
give you.
6.
You have a free invoke of +2 for anything related to deciphering what's on this bulb that you can use anytime. And also, you can have 3 questions about the item itself.
So yeah, what kind of question could I ask about the item?
So that's 3 for you. Tomatoes, what's your total for this check? And which skill did you use?
Empathy, and it was +6 total.
Jesus. Okay, so that's 2 questions for you also.
Okay, so I get asked 2 questions. You pick ahead. Get how many?
This can be detailed. It doesn't have to be yes or no questions. Yes or no would be on the tie. And Tarov, what's the total of your roll?
I have a craft of +2, so with my roll that would be a 4.
Okay. 4, you don't unfortunately get any questions. That was difficulty of 5 to get the really intricate details of that object.
Okay.
Because there are secrets in there.
Yes,
I'm gonna let Pekka go first.
so I have to ask 2 questions then.
3. You have 3, and you also have essentially not a standard resource but a boost. You can use the bulb to get a +2 on whatever is depicted there or the clues it might contain.
Yeah. So I would get, for example, +2 extra on a notice roll.
That's
to notice
for
anything.
further roll.
Yeah. Okay. So I get to ask 3 questions.
Yes.
Yeah. So what questions could I ask?
About what?
Yeah, about what you see in the bowl, the
What
glass
you
bowl.
see also the intention, because you used empathy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can
So
ask questions related to why this was made.
yeah. So why did someone write "Find me" on an alien landscape?
Ooh, I have a
You
question already. So yeah.
probably think that the person is at one or multiple possible location that are depicted in this bulb. There's someone out there.
Are these locations on Earth?
No.
Okay. And are they different worlds, or are they the same world at different points in time?
These are probably different places altogether, in the sense that they are likely, since this was found next to a book that transported you somewhere else, you assume that each place has its own book,
Yes.
basically. That would be the connection you make. Because the intention of what was found and the correlation between the items and the few messages that you've found so far. By the way, with that success, and since you read the message, you can also find out that the person who wrote the notes next to the bottles and inside the light bulb are the same person. It's the same handwriting.
So the same person wrote the note with the bottles and this thing. And do I now get to roll again for a notice with a +2 bonus?
Notice about the bulb itself.
About the bulb itself, or maybe research, if that's possible.
I mean, you already extracted the information from the light bulb. You could use the boost now, or you could just save it for when it's relevant.
Okay, then I will save it.
Because I don't know what more I could give you with a notice roll about the bulb, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay, then I will
Unless you have a
save it.
specific information in mind. Okay.
Oh, then I will save it for noticing later.
Lilith, what are your questions?
Do I see anything that seems like they all have the same sort of connection in the images?
What was the
Like,
skill used?
is there something that relates all three or four landscapes together?
What was the skill you used for this roll?
My empathy.
Empathy. So you also determine that there is one thing connecting all of these places,
Mm-hmm.
and it is the artist that made these, because it's a different person than the one who wrote the words. Two people made this. You're certain of it.
Two
It was a
people
joint
made it,
effort.
not just one. It was a joint effort.
Or one made it and then another one got it later and inscribed it. Maybe the inscription wasn't part of the original design.
Which is more recent, the writing or the images?
The writing.
The writing is more recent.
Oh,
And
so someone first wrote "Find me" without any
No.
context on a piece of cloth.
the opposite.
The other way around. The other way around. The
Oh
images
yeah,
are first, with no
Yeah.
context, and then
writing is more recent.
they
Yeah.
put "find me" in it.
Yes.
And since you use empathy, and if you allow me, I'm also going to burn your next question that you might have in anticipation, which is that this addition to the light bulb was consensual. The item has not been stolen and then the information was added. No, it was everything has been put in.
In other
Yeah.
words, this is an honest to goodness plea for help.
Well, you don't exactly know because there are multiple scenarios here. But the idea is the person who made the landscapes and drawings allowed the second person, to write these words down. It was allowed to happen.
Find me. Just find me. In other words, it was intentional. They want us to come
Yes.
find them.
They have the same purpose, or
I obviously relay this to Petka.
they had the
Yeah.
joint intention.
So
I relay all this to her.
Yeah. So Carmen and Mikito, what Lilith and I just found about this glass is, well, first of all, the writing "Find me" on it is the same handwriting as we saw downstairs with the the water bottle. So the same person wrote the note with the water bottles, also wrote the note on this glass. And the second thing we found out is that the artist who did the laser cutting of the images was a different person than the person who made the inscription in the glass. So two different people worked on it together, basically. One made the inscription, and first the landscapes were put in as a work of art, and then someone else inscribed the words in it.
Which one of them do you think delivered the box then? Or maybe it's a third person?
I think it would have to be a third person, right? Because, well, not necessarily. It could be the person who wrote "Find Me," who then went to hide in one of these places. Or it could be that the
Mhm.
person who wrote "Find Me" is lost, and another person, maybe the artist, wants us to go and find that person.
I mean, do you think that the person who delivered the box also... No, they couldn't have used the book because then the box would have been open. So they are still in India.
Yeah. So the person who delivered, well, unless there are more of these books, because we just also discussed that there are multiple worlds in this, depicted in this glass, and each of them, or multiple places at least, and each of them has its own book. So maybe the person delivered the box, then used
What
another
about
book to
your
go to
book?
some other place. About mine, yeah. One
Is
from my
your book
uncle, you mean?
depicted in the glass?
No, no. So Lilith, my uncle also gave me some, a weird book, and when I opened it, I also found out that it had one of these moving images, just like the book that brought us here. But it's a completely different place. It's nothing
May
like
I look?
this.
May I look?
Yeah,
May I
yeah.
look?
So I give the book to Lilith, the Relto book.
I study the I sit there and study this book like I studied the one back home, noticing small details like thickness and uh, fonts and all sorts of things. I take my time going over through this and
You
looking close.
notice after a moment that the script that you can see, not read, of course, but see inside the
Uh-huh.
book has parts of
Uh-huh.
it on the cover, on the art of the cover.
Okay. Okay.
Seems to be the same characters or
Seems
the
to be
same
the
type.
same.
Mm,
All right. What else do I see?
not much
Do I
actually.
know what differences between the book that
Oh,
that is sitting on my kitchen table at home and the book that I'm sitting here holding of hers? Do I notice? What else do I notice?
you notice on some pages there are some sort of green drawings or ideograms.
Okay.
One of them seems to be some sort of bench.
Okay.
Another, some, you don't know, maybe some insects, could be fireflies.
Okay.
And you see a couple of these. You see
Okay.
a tree.
Okay.
You see some, some rectangles and round shapes. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
Some bushes. It goes on for maybe like 6 or 7 pages, and then it goes back to regular script.
Okay. The script looks like almost. Does it look like the same hand or two different people wrote them?
It seems to be pretty generic, and it could be the same person, or
Could
just
be
it
the
could
same
be that
person,
it's the same tool,
but it's
maybe.
the same tool or the same way, the same style of writing. It like
The same pen and the same ink.
Mm,
same pen, the same style of
looks
ink.
like this script has, I mean, it requires, it has the exigence of a very high precision. The
Very
script you
high
see,
precision. Okay.
it is not a very a light handwriting. No, it's very, it's you see some high level
Okay.
penmanship
Okay. Yep.
in both
Very
books.
high level pen management takes some very. You have to be a calligraphy master to write this. Um.
Masterful
Let's
calligraphy
see.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely a master in calligraphy for sure. But there's no. Are the thicknesses the same? Is the one on my kitchen table any thicker?
Uh, the thickness, well, no, the book you have now in your hands is smaller,
Okay.
and so is the writing, but proportion size, it's the same rules, so to speak. It's the same font, essentially.
Okay.
The size is
Same
different, but
fonts. The,
yeah, same
the
format.
size, the physical sizes are the same. It looks identical otherwise, except for these green things. And
It's
and I sit
another
here
one
and
of these.
I point all this out to Petka.
Yeah. That these green pages, these look like drawings of things, individual things. Very strange. And yeah, did you also see the moving image? It's the same kind of thing as
Yeah,
the book that brought us here,
it's
but
the same kind.
it honestly
It's
looks a lot
the
friendlier
same
than
bit.
this place. It looks a lot
Yeah,
less snow.
a lot less snow. It's tempting. It's
Yeah,
tempting.
at
It's
least we
tempting.
know we always have a way out of here to some place that doesn't have radioactive snow.
Yeah, yeah. And I would highly suggest we take and make sure we get all the supplies over there too. But before
Kulika,
we
you also
do that,
notice, and that one is for free, that the place you see inside the book is still nighttime.
Yes.
still
It was
Yes,
nighttime.
night
but
yesterday, it's night this morning also.
maybe it's just nighttime over there, or maybe it's some strange place. Maybe it's in the polar regions. Maybe there is. It doesn't look
Maybe
snowy.
there's more going on with it than we don't know. We'll get to that eventually.
At
I
least,
think.
most important thing. Night is okay, but no radioactive snow. That is important.
Yeah, no snow. Before we take and just hop over to that, and as much as it looks friendlier, let's. I want to take and at least poke my head out of the cave when there's daylight and see what we can see. If it looks as bad as I think this is, I think we're just gonna. I'm gonna make a suggestion. We need to run. So, but I
Okay.
want to
Yeah.
poke my head out when there's daylight.
Is
So
there daylight?
as you climb up the cave, and I assume the rest of the group also comes with you,
Yes.
because common will. You don't see any daylight. However, and Taro, be prepared to deploy the visual.
Huh?
You can deploy the visual now. The one we prepared. You notice that, in fact, the sun is never going to rise up on this plane of existence, because above you, you see, and you don't need any level in astronomy to figure that, you see an immense violet nebula.
Okay. But then why does that mean the sun won't rise?
Because
I
this
don't
is
think we're on a
or you-
planet. I don't think we're in a solar system, guys. That thing's a
Then
little
it would
too
be
close.
a lot colder, I think. And if that
It
was the
breaks the laws
sun,
of yeah. Breaks the laws of physics in so
and if
many
that was the
ways. I'm
sun,
not even.
it would have taken the planet with it.
It is
Yeah.
pretty cold. It is pretty cold despite the lack of wind.
But is there an atmosphere? There has to be. Where's the oxygen coming from? It should be like algae or something.
I'm not sure what's going on here.
I'm also going to say that
What does that?
the nebula is farther in the distance than what is displayed on the visual,
Yeah, it looks closer than it is
because
because that thing.
it's AI made, but yeah, it's pretty distant, but you can discern it through the still falling snow. By the way, this purple astral body which is clearly a nebula.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's where the sun should be.
You don't know for sure, but that will be plausible, yes.
Maybe there's a black hole in the middle of that. We're going around that.
Or maybe it just fizzled out. Looking around, is there enough light to actually see things, or is it still too dark?
Nebula gives a lot of light.
A bit
Quite a
more
lot.
light, but it's actually still not easy to see what's around you.
And what
You see the
actually is
ground
around?
very fairly because there's a lot of glowing snow, so you can you can
Are there hills or
look at the
But you
ground.
canyons?
can't discern like sticks and trees or anything like that. There's no trees.
There's
There's
no
no
well,
floor.
it's under layers of snow, so no. But if you continue a few meters ahead or in a direction, you might find things that actually stick out of the ground.
Well, let's climb to the top of the hill before we make any decisions. If it gets too cold, we'll back off. But let's start with
at
that.
least
Let's
climb.
climb to the top of the hill and see where we go.
Are
Climb
there
to the
any hills?
top of the tallest hill we can find.
Are there any hills, or is it or mountains in the distance, or canyons, or is it all just
It's
flat?
mostly flat for the most part.
Okay.
But if you can still go on top of the entrance of the cave because you know that's there.
Yeah.
We can climb all that.
We'll climb up around on top of the entrance of the cave. I mean, it's obviously the highest point. I'd like to see what's around us. All directions.
And everybody can make a surveying roll for this.
Surveying.
Okay, I have surveying. I have
+2
+1 for surveying.
Oh.
0.
Oh, so I have +1, so I have 3.
Okay.
+2, so I have 3.
With the 3, you can discern that there are some shapes that are higher than the ground. There are some things that are covered in snow. And you notice a bit further what seems to be some kind of cairn.
Cairn?
A cairn.
Yeah,
Some
a cairn of stones,
sort
so
of stone
heap of
pyramid,
stones.
Yeah.
Like a stack of stones.
A stack of stones. Different pronunciation, same thing.
Yeah, cairn. It's Okay.
Or at least you think you see one, and because the shape is irregular, the snow that is piled up also is irregular, and actually it alternates between darker and lighter, so you can see, oh, something's weird over there. So that's how you can see the cairn.
Yeah. I point out to Lilith, look, there's something over there. It looks like a heap of stones. And then also to Carmen and Mikito, it looks like there's a stone cairn over there in the distance.
Can I make one?
What else is there?
If you can find any stones, yeah. I only saw the stone cairn. Does anyone else roll?
I thought there was something else I saw too.
Did I see anything
Never
else?
mind. My bad.
So Carmen?
Carmen just rolled and had a 0, so
She's not seeing anything.
Okay.
Mikito, you had -2? Yeah.
I have a +3 of surveying, so that's a total of a 1.
Okay.
Okay.
So none of
I got
us
a
see
0
anything.
as well. So.
None of us see anything except the stone cairn.
no additional information. Yeah.
So it's just the stone cairns we see. I thought there was something
That's
else.
all you see, but it doesn't mean that's all there is.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's just that.
Does
Yeah, I
anybody
was sitting
think
here.
this was man-made or, sentient being made?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When it
Yeah, we
comes
know.
to stone piles, it's very rare that you find a pile of stones
Yeah,
that
those are naturally
piled by
Nature.
some sort of physical being. I mean, it's just it's a thing. It's a sign of respect in so many circles. It's unreal.
Yeah. Yeah, and besides, we already
Okay.
know that's people live there because of the drawings and the ritual
Yeah.
space downstairs.
So
So
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure these are probably man-made. Let's go take a look. Let's try not to disturb anything, though, because
yeah.
we don't want to take and bother these guys. Their spiritual beliefs are theirs, and that's we don't want to take and hurt that.
No, no, no. And also, we don't want to upset the snow too much, and yeah, So we go down from our little hill, and we start walking towards the cairn. And do we see anything on the way there?
Do we kick
So
anything up? Do
you're already
we? I
there?
mean, we're going through this snow.
Well,
Do we kick
when
anything up? Do
you
we?
when you walk, you realize how much, well, not exactly how much stuff, but you acknowledge what's under the snow, which is essentially dead nature. Probably because of how hazardous the snow itself is, but also
Yeah.
because of the temperature.
Um,
And yes.
I'm going to read as we start walking. I'm going to reach down and push aside as much of the snow as I can, if I can get deep enough to look at what's left of the flora. I just want to see it, what it looks like. Is it brown?
Dead
Is
grass.
it funky colors? Is there something different going on with it? That kind of thing. Does it look like
It's
it's just?
it's sort of grayish. It looks just dead and frozen since long.
Okay.
And as you arrive to the cairn, you quickly notice that slotted or jabbed into the cairn itself is some sort of, maybe it's a banner, maybe it's a shovel, maybe it's something else. It's a wooden pole that has been jabbed through the stones, and they are pointing in a perfectly horizontal direction somewhere.
Oh, so it's an arrow.
Are there any letterings? Are there any letterings on any of it?
Nothing like that, no.
Do we follow the arrow? It looks like an arrow.
Well,
It
that's
looks
odd.
like an arrow, right?
It's very odd, but I'm not so sure. Is it just decoration, or is it actually telling us where to go? How far do they stick out?
Well, then again, we also had the note, and the note next to the water bottle said that was written in the same hand as the person who wrote "Find Me." So it looks like someone wants us to go and like send us on a kind of puzzle chase.
What did the note say again? The one with the water bottles? Drink one now and what?
Drink
The
one
note
now.
said, use one now, save the rest for later. Good luck and take care.
Good luck and take care. They didn't tell us to hunker down. They just told us to drink one now, save the rest for later.
Yeah, or it told us to use one now. Does that
Yeah.
mean drink? And the
I'm
snow did
confused. I'm not.
snow did not
I don't
dissolve
want to
in
break my
water, right?
brain. I really don't want to break my brain. Did that mean somebody knew we were going to need to take and drink water for as soon as we got here?
I have no idea what this person knew.
I am
I'm,
just, yeah, I'm going. I don't want to break my brain. Let's just not think
I'm
about
still
this.
freaked out. I'm still freaked out.
What else we got going on here? We've got this cairn with these sticks in it. How far did the sticks stick out? 3 inches, 6 inches? Is it obvious they're pointing
Uh,
at something?
More like 10 inches.
Hmm.
Does it look like they're obviously pointing at something?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they are
Is it
pointing. It's
is it-
parallel to the ground, so it's clearly a direction to follow, or maybe something to.
If I pick one of them and look in that direction for a while, do I see anything
You don't see anything.
in any of the 4 directions?
Well,
Can we do a
what do you mean
notice roll for
four
that?
directions?
Well, you're saying that there's there's is there two poles
Oh,
or
there's a
any,
single item, just one.
just one pole and it's pointing in one direction?
Yeah.
We roll a notice.
There's nothing going on in that direction.
I mean, it's hard to see because it's eternal night, and
Yeah.
there are a lot of, falling, glowing snow on the way.
Okay.
So it actually
What
makes
else?
sense.
What do we
To
have
be
behind?
enough
What
to
do we have
investigate.
behind? What do we see anything else from this card?
You don't see anything else. I mean, not in the current state of the cairn, and not on the surface levels of your perception.
Hmm. Well, it's either A, we follow the sign, or B, we take it out. Either which way, I'm gonna go with you guys because this sounds like fun. We've got an out. I'm calm.
Pretty what did she say?
So Lilith had a look at this sign, and she also doesn't know what to do. So either we have two options: either we pull out this wooden stick, or we follow the sign. And Lilith is okay with whatever we decide to do. So
I do suggest though that if we do follow the sign, we get the supplies together and we all carry something, because I have no idea how far we're going. Because
she's
there's
also
nothing out there.
She's also suggesting that if we follow the sign, we first go back to the cave and gather some supplies and carry some. Each of us carry some supplies with us, because we don't know how long it will take before we find anything in the direction of the sign.
I think I'm also going to cook some supplies because we don't know how soon we are going to find another fire. Maybe we won't even be able to make one.
Yeah, exactly. I think the best option is, we go back to the cave. We now know where to find this thing. We go back to the cave. We cook some things and we gather some of the water, especially the water maybe that we got from that bottom cave, with a note with it. And then once we have all of that, we set out again and try to follow the sign.
It sounds like a plan.
I'm down for it.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay. Yeah. So Lilith, what I just discussed with Carmen and Mikito is, I think best idea is we go back to the cave. We cook some supplies because we don't know when we might find a fire. And once we then we divide all the supplies. We bring some of the water from the lower cave, and then we go back out and follow that sign.
Yeah. Getting back here again is going to be fun, because I don't know how to take and even get back to where my book is, now that I think about it.
At least this place I know how to find, because when we stood on top of the cave entrance, then you can see the cairn. It's just that once we go beyond the cairn, then we might not find the cairn again. So it's a good idea to be close to the
Exactly. So I think we're going to just take and go slow and work our way through it.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, let's go cook.
I think we're
So
also
you guys,
I think we're also at the end of the session, right, Sig?
Soon, yes, that's right. So you all go back to the cave. You essentially prepare your meals. You make some more tea. You fill up the thermos, which you only have 3 because you were 3 people and now you're 4. And yes, we are going to explore that and figure out what you do and where you go in the next session very soon. Unless you have some last minute actions you want to do, or some specifications, last checks, preparations.
Well, I want to look at the distance of where that stick is pointing, and I want to see if there's a path of some sort. Is there like a worn area, like a worn path on the floor or anything like that, or is it just covered with snow?
You indeed see, well, you see some of the constructions that you're thinking about, but they are not in the direction of the pole. Even not before the cairn or after the cairn, in that distance slash the direction. It's just some elements that you manage to scrounge and figure out around you or around the cave. That there is clearly some remnants of rural life. Maybe some fences. Maybe you notice some tiny items or bits of said items. You discern the presence of past civilization here.
But
It's
the
light,
stick is
it's there.
the stick is clearly mentioning that we should be heading toward that direction.
You don't know what the stick means.
Okay.
To be honest, you don't know.
We don't we just guess that it sort of looks like it's pointing towards something, and with the context of the person who wrote the note in the cave with the water also wrote
Unless it's
"Find
supposed
me."
to be holding a sign.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it
It's
should be a sign.
confusing.
Yeah.
And then comment says, but weren't there some canes on this scene depicted on the light bulb?
On the bulb, and then
Yeah.
what was there? What was it on that?
I think there was some cairns.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, I think I
Karen.
remember that. It was on the carvings themselves.
Well, maybe when we get back to camp.
Do I still have the glass? If I still have the glass,
I don't know who
I'm
has the glass.
obviously
I
not hearing
think
this.
might be you.
I
Yeah.
think I think unless I gave it back to I can't remember name
Nikito.
names now. Nikito. Unless I gave it back to Nikito. Because I could have given it back to Nikito. So
I don't remember you handing it back to me though.
okay, so it's probably I didn't give it back and it's still in my possession and I'm not here understanding what's going on and everybody's looking at me funny, right?
I don't see why.
What's going on? I speak Hindi.
Yeah.
I mean, I would suggest, Pratika, you once we get back to base camp, maybe we take a look at the
You are
bulb
at base
again.
camp.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll take a look at the bulb as soon as we get back to base camp. And
I
we do
would-
that.
I think
You are
I think we
you are at base camp. Yeah.
Okay.
we can we can maybe Lilith, you had the bulb
I
somewhere.
passed the bulb back to Nikito.
Maybe Mikito, can you take the bulb out and hold it to the light of your headlamp?
Okay. So I do that. And Carmen, do you want to shine the bowl over it again, or do you think that would be too small to read anything?
Carmen just takes the ball and put it also. I mean, she puts it at the last time as before, just so people can see clearly what's inside the bubble, or what's
Okay.
projected by the
So
bulb.
I keep on rotating it through each scene, looking for cairns.
Mhm.
And do we see anything that looks familiar to what we just saw recently?
You see that on one of the scenes, there is some landscape with mountains, and sort of near those mountains, or at least present in that landscape, you indeed see something that would be in the shape of a triangle, with an horizontal element.
In the shape of a triangle with a horizontal element.
Yes.
That really does describe what I would think would be an arrow.
This is what you see?
Yeah. So Lilith, Mikito at least says he is seeing a kind of arrow made out of horizontal stripes in the image.
I mean, I'm seeing it too, and I'm just nonplussed. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have a cairn.
We have
So
a
it
cairn.
In the scene.
so it looks like the cairn. Also for you, Lilith, it looks like the cairn is a kind of arrow. So I think when we leave again, we should try and.
I think we should be taking all the supplies with us, guys.
Yeah.
We should be taking everything because probably we won't come back to. I mean, best case scenario at the end of that arrow, there is the book, right? Out of here.
Another book, and we're gonna be taking everything with us anyways, and it means a hike back. I only want to do this once.
Yeah.
Mikito and Carmen, live
Carmen
it
has
as
already
often.
started to roll up her sleeping bag.
Yes.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
already.
Mikito.
Yeah, I follow.
Yeah.
I look at her and I just start following suit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
We're
think
gonna
we're
have
all
to
pretty
figure out
eager.
what I brought with me besides because I did bring some things with me when I jumped through
Yeah.
because I sat staring at the book for a while. I just didn't figure exactly what at the time. So
And I packed back all of the tea supplies and things back into the bags that I carried also in Bangalore. So then I
yeah,
can carry them again.
yeah. I didn't know what you guys had gotten, and I didn't know what was going with.
Yeah, I
And
brought the shopping, so it's.
I can
I will
carry some
carry
of
it.
the
that's
water.
Yeah, you can
Yep.
carry the
So
water, Mikito. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I
Well, I
brought a
think we should
backpack
take one
with,
bottle
but it was
each
empty.
at this
Yep.
point.
I will pick the shopping and maybe
Yep.
And Carmen, I think, has her
Yeah.
backpack and sleeping bag
Carmen
also.
looks concerned.
What's going on,
You notice that
Carmen?
immediately, pretty good.
What happened, Carmen? Is anything wrong?
Well, I think that the message that you found, use one, save the rest for later, I think it was intended for a single person, perhaps, and I think we might run out of water. Because
You
that
guys
seems to be
brought
the supplies
supplies, right?
for a long trip.
You think it was for one person?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What would anyone would be asked to, make rations? It is if this wasn't the case.
Yeah, I think then we should still all take it because we need all the water we can get.
Yeah. I just I hope we have enough.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you guys didn't bring enough, if you guys bought enough for you guys to begin with, and I just showed up, that's a savior for me.
I think we did. I think we did buy some. Mikito and I did buy some water as well as food. We bought. I remember buying bottles of water in Bangalore. So that
Yes,
we have.
Cans.
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
some.
We bought bottles of water, but there's only a limited amount we can carry, of course. So we do have some more
Imagine
water.
if you linked straight away.
Yeah. So there was some more water. So we do have some more water than what was in the cave. But it's a good point. We should try and save the water from now on. Because we also don't know what we will find on the other end of that care and arrow thing. And even if we do find a book somewhere else, maybe that somewhere else is like in a desert or somewhere.
Yeah.
Because if that snow taught me one thing, it's not for drinking, it's not for eating either. So we are going to have to take care of how much we have.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
And I think that's it for this session of Unwritten. Read
Yes.
Between the Lights.
Oh.
Thank you, players. Thank you, audience. And I will see you next time. Until then, for now.
This was amazing. Again, great
Bye.
cliffhanger. Thanks a lot for joining, Tomatoes.
And
Yeah,
it's
thanks for the
fun.
brothers.
This was
This
really
has been
amazing.
fun. This has been fun, actually.
Yeah, I hope you
I
also
actually
enjoyed it.
enjoyed